making Cavill this guy again. Hello and welcome to another episode of With Enough Prep Time. I'm your host, the Nerd Man, and today we're here to discuss Hawkeye review. Hawkeye's come out. What do I think about it? The latest in the latest in a long line of MCU TV programs. I haven't been favorably disposed to them thus far. So Hawkeye, I'm going to be talking about Hawkeye. We're going to be also talking about Superpets trailer reaction. We will be talking about Red Notice, and also the fact that Patty Jenkins seems to have been let go from her job or her role as Rogue Squadron director. And now is freed up to do a Wonder Woman 3 movie, which if what I've heard is true, the concept sounds a little bit far-fetched. And then, of course, we're going to be finishing our action star ranking. So, guys, hello in the chat. Hello to Walk Hard. How you doing, brother? Yo, I love food, man. Superboy, what up, man? You can join, by the way, Superboy. And Phil Pickle, how you doing, brother? Yeah, I hope so, man. I hope to chat to you. It's been too long. So, man, straight onto Hawkeye, man. Like, what did you make of the first 2 episodes? What did you make of the show?
This MCU trash. No, I'm joking. It's okay. This is my thing. If I compare it, this is better than the first 2 episodes of Loki and WandaVision, but Falcon Winter Soldier first 2 episodes is better than this so far. The show is starting off okay.
You are a liar, bro.
I'm not lying.
You're lying already. True. You are lying already. Just because fucking Falcon's black. Just because Falcon's black, you don't have to cap for
it. Oh my god, it ain't because Falcon's
hard. You are capping hard, bro.
Captain America. It's because it's Captain America, but the first episode of Falcon Winter Soldier got me a little bit more entertained, upbeat. I was into it, Hawkeye, I like the first 2 episodes. They're cool. Jeremy Renner, he's great. What I loved in this first episode was the whole dynamic with him and his family. I love that. And I loved his daughter coming to comfort him when he saw Natasha, and he was when he saw the person playing as Natasha, he walked outside. The daughter came to comfort him. The moment when they're eating at the dinner table, when he has all the kids hold his hand and stuff, and they're just calling their mom, telling each other what they're thankful for, just good things. Yeah. And Jeremy Renner Hawkeye showing how he's the father figure in a sense to a lot of these characters we have seen so far in the MCU.
Right.
Black Widow's the mother, and Hawkeye's the father. They help keep the team grounded and stuff. They keep it grounded in reality.
I don't think that's the case, but okay, I'll say that. I'll say that Black Widow seemed like the mother in Endgame, and
she was definitely the mother.
And that Hawkeye now. I mean,
well, if you look at him and Wanda's relationship, kind of not kind of father-daughter. Like he really pushed her into being, he pushed her to bring out her power and, work up the courage to fight against Ultron's robots.
Mr. Chen's coming out swinging already. Hey, by the way, Philosophical Pickle, how you doing, brother?
What's up, brother?
I haven't been talking to you for a while, man. It's been too long.
You don't like me anymore.
Herman, why'd you let this Hawkeye hater on?
Come on, man. Do you? Do you?
What? No. Hawkeye's my favorite show ever. He's my new favorite hero.
Yeah. Well, look, I'm gonna find out what. Let me finish K Dance and let me find out what Philosophical Pickle thinks, and then I'm gonna give my opinion on this show so far. But go on, get up.
Kate Bishop, she's cool as a character so far. It's this thing. I'm not invested in her little problems that she has. I don't care that her mom is getting married too fast and that she's butthurt about that. I don't care. But she's not a bad character to me. I just don't care about her struggles. maybe they're gonna give me something later to care about. But I don't exactly hate her character. I'm not invested into her, but she's okay for me right now. She's not doing nothing to make me aggravated and stuff. Good character. But like I say, I only really care about Jeremy Renner. I don't care about none of these other characters, bro. I don't care about her stupid mom. I don't care about her ugly stepdad with his ugly mustache. I don't care about him.
You talking about the swordsman?
Yeah, the tracksuit mafia. I don't care about them. They stupid.
Oh, I love the swordsman, man. I fucking love the swordsman, bro. He's my favorite character.
He's a literal mustache twirling villain.
He's great.
And it's so obvious that he's a villain too. Like, you gave him a mustache, I'm like, bruh, this is right on the nose of villainy. But hey,
yeah, but in a good way though. In a good way.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's like, he's obviously the bad guy.
So you've had your opening kind of gambit, right? So I want Pickle to have his opening gambit, and then we can go into a discussion.
Are we going to do negatives on the next segment?
Oh, we can do positives, negatives as well, yeah. But I just wanted like an opening thing of what your general impression of the show is.
Just checking. Go ahead, Pickle. Trash this show like you trashed.
I really enjoyed the first 2 episodes.
Oh gosh,
you liked it too,
huh?
Listen, after like
just wants to disagree with you.
After like the big theme, the big thematic like alien epic dark fantasy drama that was the Eternals with heavy themes of depression and darkness and death. Like I'm excited that we're getting another just regular, average, down to earth. Like I just want to get back to my kids for Christmas. That's all it is. It's so relatable. It's like a street level show. It's got like Mission Impossible vibes. I don't think the writing's bad. I like the way it looks. I like the acting. I think Haley Steinfeld is doing great as Kate Bishop. I have no connection to that character because I've never read comics with her in it. Dude, she's killing it. She's one of my favorite new characters other than Monica Rambeau.
Oh, you're going too far. You're going too far. You're taking a step too far.
I wish that Hawkeye himself would have a little more screen time.
She is one of the better new characters, though. That is true.
She is. I mean,
do you mean she's one of the better new characters?
I said new characters.
Not one of
few years.
Favorite characters.
No. I said one of my favorite. I mean,
she doesn't compare to like fucking Captain America or Iron Man. Or
no,
like
dude,
that.
She's not in my top 10. I'm saying like new characters they introduced the past like 5 years. She's one of my favorites. Okay. I do wish that Hawkeye himself would be the main character. Like he's the secondary character. It's about her. But like, dude, Vera Farmiga is her mom. She's fucking killing it, bro. Dude,
yeah, I like her as well.
The guy that they're setting up as the villain, I think that's a misdirect because he's so clearly like a mustache. He has a mustache that he can basically twirl. I want
him to be the villain though. He's so good at it.
He's cheesy, but he's good.
Not Pickle. It's not even from the bit with the mustache. The fucking black market dealing they was doing.
Listen, look. Sometimes
I'm not saying he's a bad guy, but you know,
the writing isn't amazing.
Oh God.
It's not a great show, but
she's already a Mary Sue according to some. Look, you get told she knows karate and never show how hard.
No, it's not.
Wait, I have a rebuttal to
this. No, wait. I can I just for a moment. I just want to bask in a little bit of the absurdity of how far this Mary Sue argument. This is what I was talking about when I was arguing with you a while ago, Pickle, about like how this Mary Sue argument makes no more sense anymore. It's just against females now. Like if a female,
we can shut it down in this universe. We can shut it down because I was also like, that's it. Like she has a bunch of medals and she's just good at everything. But I was like, I can accept it because when we first meet Hawkeye himself, he's fully formed as Hawkeye, and we're just supposed to accept that he's great at everything because we know him from the comics. We don't see him fucking training to be good at bow and arrow.
No, right?
Why isn't he a Mary Sue?
Pickle, this is the difference.
He is according to them.
Hawkeye. He's already said he's an assassin. He's a secret agent. He's been killing people for a couple years and stuff. We haven't seen it, but
she's not that good though, bro. She's that good.
Got more development than him.
She fucks up. Yeah, one, she's got more development, and two, she fucks up like a lot. Like
she's relatable.
Like, she's not even like fully formed yet. Like she's when she came to take on the what are they? The fucking
Tracksuit Mafia.
tracksuit mafia. She
Well,
basically
hear me
just
out.
fell through
This
a
is
window and dropped to the ground. She ain't like
Nerman.
fucking super chick
Nerman,
yet.
this is what it was. For me, her first fight, I didn't like her first fight. Not because she was good at fighting and stuff. I'm okay with her knowing how to fight, having technique and stuff. But this is my problem. Her second fight should have been her first fight. These are ground level characters. I want to see my ground level characters, get beat at some point. I don't want to see them all perfect day one. These are ground level characters.
Yeah, no, if they're female. If they're female.
No.
They're female. Because you don't notice it when they're male.
I'm gonna give another example. Remember in Batman Begins when Batman tried to tackle Scarecrow for the first time? What happened? He didn't know. He went in. He thought he was cocky. He thought he can handle the guy, and he got beat up. Well, he didn't get beat up. He got pushed out the window, set fire, and he lost. And he had to go back.
That was dope. That was a dope intro to. It was a dope intro to Scarecrow, but
this is my thing. Just for Kate Bishop's first fight, they should have flipped it. That second fight where she got straight up beat on by the Tracksuit Mafia and Hawkeye had to come in and help her. That is how her first fight should have went. I'm not saying she needs to be super weak or super because she's. I wonder. If you look at that first
fight,
a
bunch of shit that was unlocked, dude. Anyway, let philosophical pickle finish because I need to. We're getting into debates like earlier, and I want to say my piece on this show before
God.
So, go on, pickle. Carry on, man.
Well, Walk Hard is going hard on Kate Bishop in the comments. And I get what he's saying. Like, in some scenes, she doesn't even know how to put on a Band-Aid right. But in some scenes, she can flip over cars and dodge bullets. But that's part of her character is that she's naturally gifted at, like, the physical aspect of fighting, jumping, parkouring, doing all, like, karate, fencing. Because she's a rich girl, she's privileged. She's never had to learn how to do anything real. She didn't have to earn her apartment. She didn't have to do anything hard growing up. She was pampered by her rich mom. So of course she doesn't know how to put on a Band-Aid or feed a dog. She doesn't know how to do anything. This is her learning how to be an adult. And I love the comparison of her not knowing anything about the world and being so naive, and Hawkeye knowing everything and being hardened by it. So when they come together, like her spunk really contrasts his like, oh, I'm so fucking over this. And I love their dynamic together. Like, this is a fun buddy cop, like 90s action movie show. It's a fun show.
Yeah.
It's not terrible.
Sure. All right. Let me say my piece on this.
I got one more thing, Nerman. One more.
It's fine.
The LARPing scene was fucking hilarious. Anybody who says that wasn't hilarious is stupid.
Which one was the LARPing scene?
The medieval festival and fights them.
Oh, the medieval
festival.
That
was fucking funny and well done.
I'll say this about the LARPing scene. It was just a waste of time to me. That's all I'll say about it.
It's all the play.
Okay. You don't like these character moments?
Look, let me interject.
I mean, if this was a 9-episode series, different story, but we only got like 6 episodes.
Yeah.
Okay, let me interject here, guys, because we're going like this way and that way. My problem with the whole thing is, like, look, is the LARPing scene the best scene I've ever seen in a fucking show or fucking comedy or whatever? No, but it worked. It was funny. It was endearing.
Yeah,
There's nothing like. Look, this show basically, I can see that people are going to come out and they're going to look hard for reasons to criticize this show because we're now, I'm sorry to say this, we're now as comic book fans, we've got so much comic book fucking material in terms of film and TV, and we're getting entitled. This is just basically a good fucking show. There's no two ways about it. I'm not even fascinated by the show. I don't know if I'm going to watch the next episode or anything like that. I'm not like totally like, oh, like I must see the next episode. I must see what's going on. But it would be dishonest, truly fucking dishonest to not say this isn't a well-written, funny show with good fucking performances. Give the MCU credit when they fucking deserve the fucking credit.
Preach.
If the humor was like this in a lot of the other MCU things that I think is borders on a little bit childish or not, the comedy performances aren't quite there to deal with the material. if the comedy was more like this, I'd have no problem with the MCU at all. This comedy works. It is good. It is not forced. It doesn't undercut the drama. Nothing. And also, the comedy actors, the people doing the comedy acting, can pull off the comedy acting. Now, I don't want to get into like, oh, me versus the MCU again, but I'm just going to give an example. Thor Ragnarok humor. Now, some people might jibe with that, but it could be seen as grating to some because at times it just borders on too childish. It borders on too childish.
It was Scary Movie 5. It was Scary Movie 5 level jokes. That's what the jokes was.
Not really. But
let's be honest. Come on, like when he throws a ball at the fucking wall and hits him,
and he knocks himself out, and he knocks himself
out when he's.
That was just.
I mean,
stuff like that. That was just a little joke.
I know, but you can see. But can you see? But can you see how the humor in this has a certain kind of level to it, where it plays that, that line between being a little bit silly and whatever, but being good enough and good natured enough, and not, just we have to throw a joke in here to keep people's attention.
It feels like an 80s action movie, like a Lethal Weapon or a Mission Impossible type humor, like a fun. It's a fun show.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I wouldn't go quite as far as you're going, Pickle. I wouldn't go quite as far as you're going, Pickle.
I'm just saying, the humor's pretty natural. They don't throw in. There are moments of like seriousness. They don't just throw a joke in every scene.
And they keep the tone consistent. That's the thing. And the humor makes sense to what the characters are. Now, has this made me a fan of Hawkeye? Not really. I still don't think he's that interesting, like a character, to be honest, with his family and etc. etc. But the good thing that the show has done is it's well fucking written. I mean, you compare this to something like Eternals, it's night and day. Like the dialogue, the humor, the directing being consistent. It's not the most amazing directing I've ever seen, but it's consistent, and it's fun. And I think even the Tracksuit Mafia, their like little humorous scenes, I think are fucking funny. They're well written. They're well written jokes with the bro stuff. I liked it. I thought it was.
I ain't like it like that.
Oh, you didn't like that?
Bro, fuck you up, bro.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
Well, it reminded me of like what's the guy who does Superbad and all of those stupid
Seth Rogen
comedies. Yeah, it reminded me like a little bit like of a Seth Rogen scene or something like that. That's basically why I liked it, without all the smut and dirtiness and stuff like that. It just reminded me of something that you'd see in a comedy like that. So it didn't bother me. I can see why people will be put off by it, but
well, dude, some of the people reviewing the show that I've seen and talking about it, I think people are being unfairly harsh to the show because they're not connected with the characters from the comic books. Like it's not somebody that they grew up with, so they don't have that extra little oomph to make them like it.
Yeah,
because
I'm one of those people, to be fair, because like
me too. I don't
care about Kate Bishop, and I don't care about Hawkeye.
Yeah.
So
I don't care for Kate Bishop like that.
Pickle, this is my thing. I haven't seen the show, and I'm not. This is the thing.
One thing I have to say, K-Dot, you can finish, but after I want Superboy and Jaded to have their piece, just their opening gambit before we go into the discussion. But finish what you're saying, K-Dot.
Like, I didn't read this Matt Fracture, whatever comic that people say is related or associated to the show. I can care less about it. I'm not gonna read it. That's the thing. I'm just gonna watch the show. But I don't connect to Kate's character. I'm not finding that connection. But I don't dislike her character. I just don't care about her little issues. Like, I don't care. I don't care that she's a rich girl who does rich people stuff. And I don't care. Like, I don't. I care more about Hawkeye in the show because, I'm more connected with him. He's more established. Not saying that's why he's better, but he's just a better part of this show for me. Clint. Kate, she's not bad, but maybe she may grow on.
CW level, we have legit Christmas hot takes. What? Criticisms.
I would like to hear specifics of what was cringy.
I didn't see anything that cringy in this.
The only thing cringy to me was the LARPing scene. That's it.
Dude, that
I
was
thought
the
the
best
locking
scene of the
scene
fucking
was.
show.
Nah, it wasn't the best scene, but it was fun. It was fun.
Her falling through the ceiling was kind of stupid, but yeah, that's it.
I forgot.
Yeah, it was cheesy.
Anyway, all right, let's go, Superboy. What's your opinion on this?
My positive, but I'll be short.
Just you can go on for a bit, but like, yeah, try and obviously Jaded's waiting for you.
Yeah, okay, of course. But I agree with all y'all. The story is solid. I love the family aspect. I don't like Kate Bishop. I like Hawkeye.
You don't like her?
No, I agree with Kate. She's not interesting.
Oh, right. Okay. I like her thing between her and the swordsman. But anyway, go on. Sorry, man.
The jokes hit. Then, like Loki and WandaVision. Just overall, the story's solid. I love the 2 episodes. That's it.
Yeah. Did you say like Loki? Unlike Loki?
Yeah, like Loki
and
and WandaVision.
You think the jokes hit in those? They landed in those shows? Because I don't.
No.
No. Oh, okay. All right, I got you. So you're saying unlike Loki and WandaVision. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right. Jaded?
This is a nothing show. The first episode was all about.
Oh my God! The hate.
The first episode. What was it about? Kate getting the Ronin suit. What was the second episode about? Hawkeye getting the Ronin suit. We're 2 episodes into a 6-episode series. And it's like, can we get to the story anytime soon?
I think we got to the story. It's like there's
You
someone
have a show where Kate is the superhero and Hawkeye is the butler nanny.
No, he isn't.
How is this a team-up show?
I wouldn't say that.
Hawkeye hasn't even done anything yet. And according to the trailers, he doesn't even fire a bow.
No, he does in the trailer.
Wait.
We've
got to the end. Wait. Before, because I know how easy it is when you disagree with someone to just descend on them. But I do want to just put something to you, Jaden. Don't you think, like, by the end of the second episode with this mysterious woman and also whatever's going on with the swordsman, who is fucking hilarious, by the way, don't you think by that they're hinting towards like, oh, this is the mystery that we're hinting to trying to resolve?
That's the joke.
Wait, who's the swordsman?
That's how story works.
And they're hinting at a possible story arc 2 episodes in. Great job. This is a show that has no story.
You do realize that in Daredevil, Kingpin didn't show up until the episode 3.
Yeah, but how many episodes was Daredevil? 6 episodes? No.
10.
It was,
and it's got another season coming.
13.
Okay, it had 13. Now, if this show...
Was it entertaining, Jaded?
No, it wasn't entertaining.
Was it bad?
Oh my God.
Okay. Was it bad? Was it Thor the
Dark? No. Wait. Let him finish. Sorry.
It was nowhere close to Wanda bad. It was nowhere close to Loki bad. But it still wasn't good. It was bare minimal story effort.
Yeah.
They introduced Kate, and the whole show was, this is Kate. You have to root for her. You have to like her. And we're going to do nothing to actually provide a reason for you as an audience to give a shit about Kate, because there's nothing for Kate to grow to. She's already better. She's already a better archer than Hawkeye. She is now the new Hawkeye. She is now the new
better
Hawkeye.
archer than.
She's not a better archer. She's only shot 2 arrows.
Did you see that?
She shot a tennis ball and she shot a fire hydrant. That's it.
Yeah.
That shot to get the bell was the first 5-minute shot. Was an impossible shot, and she got it. What's left for her? What's left for target practice for her?
She actually missed the first time.
Yeah, she missed the first time, and then she got it the second time.
It took her 2 shots
to get an impossible shot, suddenly that justifies it?
Yeah, but
Where
Hawkeye
is
would
she
have got
gonna
it in
go?
one.
Where's she gonna go?
Yeah,
Is she
Hawkeye
Hawkeye
gonna
would
never
have
go?
got. Hawkeye wouldn't have got it in one. I don't really. What are you talking about? She's clearly not as good at anything as Hawkeye yet. Not
What are
at
you
anything.
talking about?
Are you crazy? What has she shown to be as good as Hawkeye? She can't fight properly. She's not as good a fencer as the swordsman. She's fucking like she's
Why is she
shot a couple of arrows.
Here's the other thing.
She
Here's the
literally
other
was on
thing.
the defensive the whole fucking
Why did
time.
she learn fencing? Why did she learn fencing? She learned
She's
fencing
learning
so that
martial
she
arts.
could have that fencing scene with the swordsman.
Because she's rich.
Yeah, but why would she learn?
I'm
Why
baffled
if she
bro.
wants to grow up? If she wanted to grow up to be a superhero, exactly how many situations is fencing going to be part of your repertoire as a superhero?
She's rich.
So what? So what? You learn karate.
Why would she use a bow and arrow instead of a gun?
You learn the bow. You can learn gymnastics.
Why wouldn't you use a gun, a machine gun?
How much fencing did Batman learn? Oh wait, none. Because Batman didn't have to learn fencing.
He did learn fencing, actually. What are you talking about? He learned
fencing. How often
fencing is anything. You know, fencing's anything to do with a sword, right?
No,
when you're fighting with a sword.
Fencing and swordplay are totally different because the way you fence is totally different than the way swordplay works.
There's technically fencing, which is the sport.
Fencing is all about lunges and forward thrust.
Wait a second. There's technically fencing, which is the Olympic sport, but fencing in general is what you do with a sword. So when he's doing that fucking martial arts in the beginning of Batman Begins with Ra's al Ghul,
that's Batman Begins. That's Batman Begins. I'm talking about Batman, like a real Batman thing, the comic book. Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize that.
Oh, Nolan, you're gonna talk about Nolan's Batman as
man.
Okay, so you want to go to the comics? Okay, we can go to the comics then. Batman. I bet you any fucking
you bet,
money,
but you don't know.
He's learned fencing.
Hold on.
I bet you any fucking. I bet
you were using the excuse
anything he's learned fencing.
Rich, she learned fencing. What kind of a weak argument is that?
What does that matter? It's just something she did for fun. That was something she did for fun when she was a teenager.
The reason it matters, Pickle, is because they don't know what to do with this character, and they don't know.
I'll tell you what. It's fencing a martial art. Jay did. Is fencing a martial art?
No.
It is a martial art. Okay,
how is it a martial art?
We'll find out.
I don't think it is. Martial arts involves.
But look at it like this. Kate wants to diversify her arsenal of what she.
Okay, so however, fencing is a martial art, right? So fencing is a form of martial art, just like boxing is a form of martial art. Any type of fighting is basically a form of martial art. So, Batman has studied fencing. That means, wait. That means Batman has studied fencing. Very.
So then, why didn't Kate study boxing? Why didn't Kate study boxing?
Because Batman is an expert in every single martial art.
Well, why not? Why can't Kate practice in it? She's naturally gifted. She's rich. She was practicing since 5 years old. Why doesn't she know boxing? Why isn't she like Kim Possible with gymnastics? You can't pick and choose.
We don't know that because we still got 4 episodes left.
Because the show didn't bother.
Jay did.
Wait. Let's say that she's good at everything. She has nowhere to grow. She's a rich girl who just is invincible. Why can't we just enjoy the fact that she gave a good performance and she's likable?
Right, exactly.
There are characters that don't have to grow. They can just be entertaining. Hawkeye's the one that's growing. And she's also growing. You guys are bullshitting. She's learning how the world works. Dude, she's a privileged millennial chick. A privileged millennial white woman who's having to learn how the world works.
Right.
And Hawkeye's her father figure.
Again,
how can you not see that this is about to go somewhere?
Because it's a 6-episode show. You don't do that in a 6-episode mini.
Who told you that? When have you written a 6-episode show that you know that you shouldn't do that in a 6-episode show?
I've watched miniseries because I've watched other miniseries.
Compare it to another 6-episode show where they didn't do that.
Well, I'm not going to go on. I can't remember every miniseries that I've seen.
Yeah, but it's just what you're saying is I'm not trying to be funny here, Jaded, but what you're saying is an absurdity. I mean, you're going hotter than I am. You're going in hotter than I am, dude.
Because it's
that shows something.
Huh? Sorry?
It's a bare minimal effort. I mean, you had the LARPing thing. How do we get the whole LARPing thing? As much as you enjoyed the LARPing thing, the problem I had with the LARPing thing was the writers of the show went, you know what? It would be a cool idea. Let's have Hawkeye be in a LARPing event. How do we do it? We're going to have them see a New York City LARPing sticker on the
fire truck.
On the fire truck, which suddenly makes him think the person who took it is suddenly going to a LARPing event. Which was because I was wondering why the hell? No, hold on. Why the hell is Hawkeye gonna go back to the scene of the crime, knowing that it's going to be full of firemen and police? And how is Hawkeye going to think he's going to be able to take it?
Oh, wait. You just answered your own question. They're firemen. He was a fireman. Right.
The show knew that there was no way Hawkeye was going to be able to go back to the apartment and be able to take the Ronin suit.
So it had to be a fireman who took it.
The whole point of Hawkeye going back to the apartment wasn't to get the suit back, was so that he could see the New York City LARPing thing and get Hawkeye to go to a LARPing event, which was a 10-minute waste of time.
Yeah, that's how plot works.
To get a ninja outfit in a LARPing event. Okay, I hate to break it to you, but I've LARPed and I've done the SCA. Ain't no ninjas in medieval LARPing. Ain't no ninjas.
Yeah,
okay?
You're talking about your own.
The show doesn't give a shit that there's no such thing as ninjas in a LARPing event. The show wanted a LARPing event.
I'm going to cut you off right now.
Go ahead.
Please let me go after. Please, for the love of God, let me go after you,
dude. This isn't our reality, okay? So stop comparing it to fucking.
It doesn't have to be our reality.
It doesn't matter what LARPing event. It doesn't matter. It's the MCU.
It's hack writing.
Universe.
It's hack. No, it's not another universe. It's called hack writing. Okay? Is water wet in this universe? I'm gonna cars run on gas in this universe.
I'm gonna let Pickle tag team in after this. I'm Animal. He's Hawk. We're Legions of Doom. I'm gonna fucking Doomsday Device you after this, yeah?
You're damn right.
Okay, here's what happens, right? You don't like things, okay? So you don't like stuff. Then you have to think of reasons
I want to like this show. Don't give me I don't like shows.
You do not like stuff. I know you now, JD.
I've seen your whole playbook. I love Umbrella Academy. I love Umbrella Academy.
You started making a good point. You started making a good point, and then you had to go back. You had to think about it, and then it said, "Oh, actually, it kind of does make sense." Because who would have the suit? It would be fucking firemen. I actually missed that part. To be fair, I didn't realize it was fucking firemen. But then you said it, and I was like, "Oh, of course."
Whoa! What do you mean you missed that part?
I didn't know they were firemen at the LARPing event, but it completely makes sense.
Yeah, because you went.
So who would have the suit? Who would have the suit? The building is on fire. Who would have the suit? It'd be firemen.
Why would he go? What was
firemen do goofy stuff like go to fucking clubs like that.
To the house. What was his plan?
His plan was to go to the fireman and take the suit when no one was looking.
Right, exactly. Okay, so Pickle, you go for it, man.
He also
okay.
had advice too.
So the whole thing that you just said, I could literally right now say in Star Wars Episode 5, or whichever one The Empire Strikes Back is,
Go ahead.
these fucking hack riders
Go
needed
ahead.
Luke to get to Dagobah somehow. So
Right.
instead of naturally making him go there, they have Obi-Wan
No,
telepathically
they
tell him
actually
to go
they
there.
actually give reasons. Except here's the
That's
problem,
fucking
Pickle.
stupid. That's
That's
no,
the
no, 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 I'm
level of
going.
your criticism. That
Here's
is
the
true.
problem
Wait,
with your
I'm
argument,
going.
Pickle.
Wait,
They
I'm
do
going.
have a reason. It does flow naturally.
Wait,
It's not
I'm
happening just
going.
for the sake of it happening.
I'm not done.
It was naturally
Luke
because
is
you
on
like
a
it.
different planet doing something completely different, and out of nowhere, a dead character telepathically tells him to go to the next plot point. That's just as fucking bad as Hawkeye finding that
What
suit.
plot point? Go ahead.
But you don't rip that apart as
No, hold
hard.
on.
You
What-
find
no, no,
one
you're gonna
thing
use
to
that
rip,
as an
and you act like the
example.
whole episode's bad because that one thing was maybe a little stupid.
It's all of it. It's all of it. She wants to be a superhero. Okay?
Yeah, for
She
good
wants
reason.
to be a superhero.
They set that up really well. Are you trying to tell me they didn't set that up really well with the
Hold on,
Avengers
no,
and the
hold
house
on.
and the
No,
dad?
no, hold on. You're right. Right.
The
He's
fight
ignoring
wants
the
to
that
be a
was a great
superhero.
scene.
Yeah,
was
that
a
was a
Hold
great
on.
scene at the beginning of the first
I'm
episode.
not challenging it, Nerdman. I'm just stating a point. She wants to be a superhero, right? Okay. Now,
Yeah.
most people in comic books who want to be a superhero, okay, actually go out and try to be a superhero. She doesn't. She literally had to wait until a situation happened and went, okay, now I'll be the superhero.
So she has a different
Hold
path
on,
to being a
that's the
superhero.
no.
That's your criticism.
And the
She has
problem
a different
is
path to
that
it.
yeah, and it's like if she had
So
already shown,
all
if they
superheroes
had done
should have the same
flashbacks.
path.
Pardon?
All of them should have the same path to being a superhero.
No,
All superheroes should
Nerdman,
not.
for the love of God. If she was training to be a superhero,
No,
she wanted
you're
to be like
misrepresenting it,
Hawkeye.
Jaded.
She-
No.
Pardon?
That's a lie. She
How?
didn't look at him and say, "I want to be that." That inspired
No,
her.
no. Okay, no.
That
I'm not.
that inspired
that
her to
extent.
pick up a bow and arrow, which started her athletic journey. That's
She
it.
wanted to be a superhero.
They never said that. It just inspired her to pick up her mom's bow, and then that turned into karate. That turned into fencing.
so
That turned into just
wait.
her being great at things.
Well,
And
Pickle,
now she
Pickle,
hasn't
here's the
done her
thing, though,
potential.
Pickle.
Now
Okay.
she wants to be a hero.
Okay, Pickle, that's interesting because you have a bunch of people who like this show who are establishing she always wanted. They got the impression that she always wanted to be a superhero, and you were the first person who likes this show who actually went, no, she never wanted to be a superhero. I'm literally going off of a lot of people who like this show who said she wanted to be a superhero. That's why they showed the montage
Puff on that,
of her
Siggy.
training. I'm not saying she is or isn't.
I
You're
want to
saying
see you
she
take a
wasn't.
fat
That's
drag off
fine.
that cigarette. Right now, take a
Right.
fat drag and let the nicotine go through your
I
arm.
know.
I want to
No, look, dude. Who was it?
There are
Walk
people
hard,
who are saying
walk hard.
that she was
I am
training
not
to be a
trolling.
superhero.
I am not trolling. Everyone thinks I'm an MCU hater. I'm not an MCU hater. I fucking like some MCU movies. I like some MCU movies. There are some movies I don't like. To be fair to even those movies I don't like, I've often said I enjoy that people fucking love them. I really like that people are passionate. I really like that I can come on this channel and like other channels and fucking debate it with people who are passionate about those shows. I enjoy their fucking enjoyment. That being said, I don't like this fucking thing of like, oh, I'm trolling because I fucking think the show's all right. It's quite good. And it's definitely better than the rest of the MCU shows. And it's one of the better... It's one of the better superhero shows that I've seen because they're not that fucking high quality. DC or fucking MCU. That's the
man,
truth.
we agree on this. This is bringing us together.
MCU's
We
high quality
agree on
in
something.
Avengers. The MCU's high
Wow,
quality
fine.
compared to DC. DC
I'm
still
saying
lack
that this show has issues, and everybody's saying no, it doesn't.
No. It's not a great show. Like
It's a
we're
solid
just
show.
fighting back on that. It's terrible. Like the people who are in the comments are saying it's terrible. It's not terrible. It's a fun,
Yeah, it's not
well-written,
terrible.
competent show.
Ooh.
Yeah,
And look,
exactly.
look,
I
Yeah,
had
it's a
high
solid
expectations for this
show.
show, and
What
it
were
let
your
me down
expectations?
because it went to be instead of it trying to be a great show, it decided we're just going to be mediocre and we're just going to give bare minimal effort. That's
well, maybe
all.
I like it more because I had zero expectations. That
I don't know
yeah,
what
that's my
expectations you
expectation.
had. I didn't know what expectations you had. But I'll say this: I don't think the writers of this. I think the writers of this show pretty much really like this character. I get the feeling that they're doing a good service to the comic. I haven't read the comic, but I just get this feeling that they love the fucking
There's
material
very
and they
little in
love
the comics.
and they like these characters, and they're trying to bring it, trying to translate it in a way that would make sense to a television show. I don't get a sense that they're I don't know, coasting or anything. They might just not be very, very great fucking directors. I think the writing's pretty smart, actually. It's more the
Nerdman, can you bring up
directing.
Walkhard's? It says, "I defy one of you to explain why it's good. Don't just say it's smart or well written. Explain why."
Like
Where does he say that?
It's like the fourth one up.
like
I
pickle.
defy one of you to
okay?
explain why it's good. Don't just say it's smart and
I mean, I can say I can
explain
give definitive reasons why I believe it is a good, competent show.
why.
The
Okay.
characters are compelling. Kate as a character, her losing her father and having to deal with her stepdad is an inherently relatable thing
Or
that people go
universal,
through.
yeah.
Hawkeye having PTSD is something that people go through. Thanos was right on the bathroom stall. Him getting PTSD looking at Natasha in the Rogers musical, which was kind of funny. Him just wanting to get back to look. This isn't the Eternals. This isn't the Avengers. It's not like they're trying to save the world from some Eternal coming out of the fucking Celestial coming out of the fucking Earth and exploding the
Yeah.
planet. This is a simple show about I want to get back to my kids. I'm old.
Yeah.
I'm over this shit. I'm losing my hearing. I've done all this all these years. Thanos fucked me up. I killed people. These people are coming after me. I want to just forget about that life. I want to go home to my kids. When he's at
Which
the table with his
actually-
Yeah, and that's like
Yeah.
and that is a no way. That is a relatable thing. It's
It is.
well
He's
written.
right.
It's funny.
He's right.
These characters
It's
are
funny.
relatable. It's low stakes, and I think that people just wanted more stakes. I don't know what stakes you guys want. It's
No,
a
but
nothing show.
also,
That's the
I want
plot.
to piggyback off what you said there and unpack it a little. So basically, I agree that that this show it is funny, and it is endearing, and I do think, as you said, it's very, very relatable characters. But again, it's relatable in a way
How
to
many of
me
you have PTSD? Hold on. How many of you have PTSD? How many of
Okay.
you lost your father
All right.
during an explosion? So
Okay,
explain
I'm
how
going
it's
to try and finish
relatable.
my point. It's relatable in the sense that we would understand that if we lost our father in that kind of situation, that it might drive us to do something, the kind of thing that she does. And also the thing with her stepdad, definitely I relate to. I had a fucking stepdad. I didn't think he was that great a guy, and I didn't like the relationship he had with my mother or whatever. So I can relate. So I can relate to that. That's something
But you're
definitely
saying that they're
relatable about the
relatable
character.
characters. No, they're
But
not.
let me finish. What I was gonna say is that my issues going into like my criticisms of the show, one, there's a problem outside of the show, which is that they never made Hawkeye a compelling character in the MCU enough for me to give a shit right now, when they're trying to like delve into all of his thing about PTSD and all of this kind of stuff. Never did I get a sense of that prior to this show at all.
Yeah.
Right now he's dealing with it, and I'm like, oh, okay, I'm gonna have to just like try and go along with it. But I just don't care about him enough to really care at this point. And also, he's bringing in things that I don't even know that happened in the MCU. Like, oh yeah, I fought Thanos. Did you? Did you fight Thanos, Hawkeye? I don't remember you fighting Thanos.
I don't remember that.
I really don't. I mean, maybe I'm
that?
mistaken here. Yeah, he said he fought Thanos. He was
I
like,
mean, he was running on the
He
battlefield.
pointed an arrow at him in the
Yeah,
Avengers
with the
movie.
goblin on his arm, but he didn't fall.
yeah, I mean, he could have said I thought Loki or something like that, and that would have made much more sense. So there's all of that kind of stuff where they're trying to play catch up with the MCU's failure to establish him as a good character, and now they're trying to force it in. But to be fair to the writers, they are doing quite a good job of trying to play that catch up. They are they are giving him things that make sense from the scant information that
Yeah,
we know about Hawkeye from the MCU
okay,
to deliver something that makes sense of his
but
story
I
so
don't
far.
want to see.
But
But who
that being
wants to
said,
see a broken down?
my main problem with it, to me, it's not a superhero show, and I'm into superheroes.
Okay, fine, I'll agree with that. Because who tuned into Hawkeye to see a broken down Hawkeye? Because
Me.
that's what we got. We have a broken down Hawkeye, and I'm sorry, it may not have been my expectations, but I didn't really want to go into a Hawkeye TV show to see a broken down Hawkeye.
All right. Anyone want to respond to that? We can go into because we've done a lot of positives, so maybe Phil Pickle.
I love the scene at the table when I love the scene at the table when he's like asking them what they want to do for Christmas, and she's like, "I want to build a gingerbread house. I want to have a movie marathon." Like he's asking them because he doesn't even know his own kids because he's been an Avenger all these years. They took that trip to get bonding time. They're that's an actual Walker. That's an actual element that is building Hawkeye, Clint's character. That's character building.
But how does that translate into the show as being anything good? It's not.
It's been 2 episodes out of 6. We're 33% through. The show's just starting.
Yeah.
I will say
no. It's 1/3 of the way through, Pickle. It's 1/3 of the way through.
You might be proven to be right, Jaded, by the end of it.
You probably are right.
You might be wrong. Also,
I think the show's going to get worse.
I will take it all back. If I am wrong, I will take it all back.
Every single MCU show, I liked the first 2 episodes, and then they got progressively worse. So I'm sure this will be no different. Because when the fucking Yelena comes in, I did not like her in Black Widow very much. She's going to come in and fucking start being quippy, and it's going to be shit.
No,
it's probably going to get really crazy.
Really? You didn't like Yelena?
Yeah, I agree with Pickle. I ain't like her.
I thought you would like her.
You're a poser. You're a poser. This is a cool way to die. She was the definition of quippy. Definition of quippy.
You mean you didn't like
she pulled off the humor. She pulled it off. That's the difference.
You didn't like it when Yelena did the pose, the Black Widow pose, when she was imitating her sister.
No,
I thought that was hilarious. The only problem is that like when she did it later on in the film, it kind of like ruined that moment for me because I thought she was just going to be like the real like tough, like just go at it like more hardcore version of Black Widow, and then she does the pose herself, and I'm like, all right, well, you kind of lost me. You were funny in the beginning, but now you're trying to like bring it back, and it wasn't cool. But when she first did it, I thought that was actually really funny.
It wasn't bad.
If Hawkeye was a series where it's going to be a continuing series, then all the complaints I have for the first 2 episodes I wouldn't have a complaint of. If this was an ongoing series, all my problems with the first 2 episodes wouldn't exist because I'm going, okay, they're taking their time. They're building character, building. It's the fact that it's a 6-episode series that I'm going, I like to get to the story.
But this is the story. It's just a very small tale.
And it's
I enjoy that. It's just I want to get back to my kids for Christmas, and the fact that it might be a little cheap, but the fact that it's set around Christmas, I enjoy it. I like the feel of the show, the tone, the atmosphere.
Here's the thing: the show sets up Hawkeye's character. It's setting up Kate. The problem is the focal point of the show is the cowl, and I don't know anything about the Ronin suit. I've watched all the MCU
right. That
movies.
is true as well. That is fucking true. We need to let K-Dots and Superboy reply to some of this. But that is really true. Like they did not like show you what he was doing as Ronin at all. It was so small, such a small bit of like so. It's hard. Again, it's trying to play catch up to stuff that it didn't really establish in the MCU. And really, they should have shown you more of what he did as Ronin for you to actually understand why these people are after him.
You mean by like a flashback?
something like that. You know,
Yeah, but
something
that's it. It's a flashback, but we already
Yeah,
saw that.
okay, yeah. I see your
movie.
point, Jada. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I
But
love the
let
fact
K
that
Dots and
one
Superboy
quick thing,
speak after you finish, Jaden.
Michael, I love the fact that the stakes is just the cowl. It's not world saving. It's all about getting the cowl. That's great. I love that. But I don't know anything about the cowl, so why am I supposed to care?
Right.
All right.
That's my problem. If
Well,
you
look,
had spent the first episode
Oh my gosh.
talking about the cowl and letting me know why that's important to Hawkeye and why he was even Ronin and what Ronin even means and why are the jumpsuit mafia? Is that what they're called? The jumpsuit mafia?
No, the tracksuit mafia.
Why is it? What's the history between the tracksuit mafia and Hawkeye? I wanted to know this.
We
I
don't know.
want
We might
to
find
know
out in
this.
4
Tell me.
episodes.
And again, but by then you should be getting halfway into the plot by then.
Sure.
Anyway,
Okay.
go ahead. Everybody else.
I'll say this small thing about this Ronin plot. In my opinion, after the second episode, stop the thing with the suit. It's done. It doesn't matter no more. Because this is my thing. Either way, the tracksuit mafia is after Kate now. They don't give a fuck about that suit. They're after Kate. They're after Hawkeye. They got them both. I don't want them to see that. I don't want to hear nothing else about that Ronin suit. Because this is my thing. They showed a flashback of an Avengers Endgame scene of Hawkeye as Ronin. I'm like, I seen this shit in Endgame. Like, why you showing me this shit again?
Show me something new.
And look, I also say this too. Hawkeye didn't care about that Ronin suit. They're trying to make it seem like it. If Hawkeye cared about the Ronin suit, this show is in December. It takes place in December, Christmas. This is literally the end of the year of Endgame, of the Endgame incident.
Okay.
Hawkeye hasn't went back months ago to go get that suit and that sword from the rubble. If he cared about it, he would have went to get that stuff and locked it away. And now they're trying to make it seem like, oh, he has to get it away and all this stuff. He cares, blah, blah, blah. Like, he didn't care. That's my
no. Okay,
they're trying to make it seem like he cares, but he didn't. You know, the Ronin plot, just after the second episode, please be done with it. Burn the suit. At this point, burn the suit, because that's what Hawkeye should have done. He should have went to a trash can and threw that shit in the dumpster instead of taking it to a fucking locker. Just throw it away in the trash and go home. It's that simple.
I agree. I thought he would have wanted that suit to burn forever, but like he wants to keep it for leverage or something, or for insurance. I don't know what he means.
And maybe that Echo.
We don't even know why he wants the suit. That's the problem.
Yeah, in episode 3,
we don't know why.
Episode 3,
Because they didn't establish it in the MCU, and they've only got 6 episodes to establish it
They have
here.
4 episodes left.
Right, because this is my thing. I want to see what other things he did as Ronin besides just kill the Yakuza.
I would have loved that, Kate. I would have loved that.
And look, you know, I'm not fully in agreement with Jaded, but when talking about the 6th episode thing, we do not have enough time to go into Hawkeye as Ronin, because that's probably a whole episode dedicated to that. If that's going to be the case,
10 minutes would have been fine.
Yeah.
Take out the LARPing event. Take out the LARPing event. Replace that with them explaining the Ronin suit. That would have been fine.
Superboy, what do you have to say to this? I think they're asking me to defend this. Unfortunately, I probably. What happened? He front
MC fan today, guys. We made him MC. Fan.
He front flipped over. Yeah, I know. It's fucking amazing that you've.
And look, Nerman can also say this too. Another issue, mind you, I don't have a lot of issues with this show. I like it. Yeah. Another issue I had: Kate's first fight. Can a tracksuit mafia not shoot?
No. Apparently, after the second episode, they can't do anything. How is this? How were they even a threat? How do they even survive?
Listen, that was
Can we get personally?
Yeah, that's what I ain't like.
That was the worst.
Tracksuit mafia was trash. I ain't like that.
Superboy, your mic. And that's why I like her second fight, because that's how her first fight she win. She should have got beaten down. She should have been left for, probably dead. She should have been.
I'm going to be honest, guys. I'm going to be honest, guys, because maybe this is why I'm defending the show more. Like the first episode, I was cooking and washing the show. The second episode I watched completely. So if she did some weird shit like in between, because I saw
she did a single it was a bad CGI front flip over a car. Listen, that was. I'll say two more things, and I got to go to Paul's thing.
Yeah. Sure.
That was the worst scene in both episodes. Was when she was dodging. She literally ducked from a bullet. It was bad. She kicked a wine bottle at a guy. She kicked the wine bottle at a guy and was just dodging gunfire. But my question is, like, why are we just like critiquing it now? The MCU has always been stupid. Wait. I got to go after this. The MCU's always been fucking stupid. Captain America throws a shield 40, 50 feet and it comes back to him. Why don't we critique these things when it's other characters? I just don't understand why Hawkeye's getting such fucking the MCU's always been stupid.
No, but if Hawkeye had have done that, they wouldn't have cared. It's because Kate Bishop did that. And let me just add just very quickly before you go, Pickle. I just want to add very quickly. So I think I saw parts of that scene, and from what I saw, she was getting lucky more than anything. Like when she was like dodging stuff and whatever, like she shot and then the bottle, like someone shot and the bottle like basically exploded or whatever, and he was surprised that basically she'd even got out of the way of that bullet. It wasn't like she was like just going around like
it was just silly like how lucky she was getting.
Yeah, that's why.
I suppose.
10 feet away from her, and they couldn't hit her with a pistol.
She was too lucky. It seemed too convenient. That's why I hated that first fight. I understand. I would have given it a pass if she had superpowers. If she was like someone who was very strong, she had the powers and super strength and durability, and she can take bullets, and it was that type of situation, like Spider-Man.
But why? What about Black Widow throughout the whole fucking thing?
Black Widow was a trained assassin. She's literally people since she was a kid.
Oh, but come on, she does impossible.
She's a trained assassin.
I don't care. You don't catch on to a fucking Chitauri ship with one fucking arm as a human being.
That would have killed her.
No, wait. Hear me out.
That's bullshit, man. There's only so much a human being can fucking do, even if she's a trained assassin. That's crazy stuff she did.
Hear me out.
That's in the first Avengers.
Right. In fiction, it's just known that humans can handle things a lot better than us in the real world. They can't.
Right.
But you got to. But they need to set.
In the real world.
They need to set restrictions and boundaries. For example, when I see someone like, let's go to the What If episode when Hawkeye fell from a 4-story building into some snow, and he got right back up. I'm like, you should be fucking dead. Look, I am okay with Black Widow hanging on to a Chitauri ship, but if I see Black Widow take a fucking Thanos punch to her chest and she gets up, then I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Bitch, you should be dead. Like, but even no, hear me out.
Hey, Super, your mic is fucked, man.
And hear me out. Every fictional human character in this comic book stuff has that same exact problem. They have the worst plot armor than even the superpowered characters. Batman has it. Fucking Black Widow has it. All of them have the worst plot armor ever out of any of this comic book media. All the human characters, whether it's DC, Marvel, anything, they have the worst plot armor ever. Batman has worse plot armor than Superman. That's a fact.
Oh yeah, but he's always.
But K-Dot, it's not like she was getting punched and like destroyed and falling off shit. She was just accidentally dodging bullets. Like
and that's what I didn't like.
Every single action movie, if you look at the extras, like in John Wick, in The Dark Knight, in Mission Impossible, everything, you see the extras waiting their turn to hit them with the butt of the gun instead of shooting them. It's all dumb. I don't know why we're like critiquing it when it's her. She dodged the bullets. Wait, I gotta say this. I gotta go. The Chitauri ship is traveling like 100 miles per hour, and she propels off Cap's shield and grabs onto it. That would have ripped her arm off, but we didn't care because the rest of it was good. So I can forgive one stupid scene when the rest of the show was fun.
In the logic of what the MCU presented is possible. The MCU has presented that kind of stuff as possible.
This isn't the Eternals. This is a silly, fun, wacky action comedy.
Really?
It's not the Winter Soldier. That's why I can accept it.
It actually reminds me a little bit of Shazam.
Let's see, Pickle. I just want to make this clear. I'm just not picking on her when I do this. I picked on Hawkeye. Black
know.
Widow, because they have been inconsistent many freaking times. I pick on Batman, I pick on Green Arrow, I pick on all these trash human characters with their stupid freaking plot armor. It is garbage. She literally defeated the Tracksuit Mafia with a wine bottle.
They are
Actually,
literally
But the
they are the
tracksuit
worst.
mafia are
they're the
fucking
worst
terrible.
They're incompetent.
They're
They're
incompetent, but
incompetent.
stupid.
So
And look,
so exactly. So why wouldn't she defeat them? They're a bunch of incompetent idiots. You saw them
Yeah.
like at the end.
listen?
See,
These
Akeda,
are people that are in a gang. I get it. They're stupid. They're in a gang. They've been killing people. These people got bigger kill counts than fucking Kate Bishop. They know a little bit more, have experience.
I doubt it.
combat than
I
her.
doubt it. I doubt they have a kill count.
They
and
probably
look,
do. They have a
I'm
kill
not
count.
taking
They're
Kate
still
Bishop.
dumb.
I'm not taking Kate Bishop.
They're supposed to be clowny, like
Yeah, they're just a joke.
They're supposed to be slapstick bad guys. You can see that.
and
See, the
I mean,
problem was,
fine. That's
the
fine,
problem-
but I don't like it. The Tracksuit Mafia is fucking garbage. I said this many times in MSK stream. They are garbage. Trash
they're
villains.
not trained killers. That's the problem.
They are killers.
In episode one, when
They're
I
killers.
saw,
I'm saying they train killers, but they're killers.
Anyway, Pickle Man,
they're not-
thanks for joining us, dude. I
Yeah,
know
I
you
gotta
have
go,
to
guys.
Go, so
Hopefully I'll
Thanks,
see some of you
man.
guys on Paul's stream soon.
Yeah,
But this
yeah.
was fun,
See you in a
Nerd
bit,
Man.
Pickle.
See you guys.
Yeah, man. Good to see you again, dude.
Bye.
Later.
Like, hey, guy, when I saw the first episode, I agreed with you. I go, Kate doing all of this stuff and taking them all out was ridiculous. I'm supposed to just be excited by an action scene and not care how stupid it is. And I'm going, because I was assuming whoever it was robbing them were going to be, trained people who knew what the hell they were doing. But then by the second episode, I was like, I'm surprised. Of course she defeated them that easily. She was these guys can't even aim a gun. These guys are incompetent. So now I'm defending the fight scene, and now I'm going, these guys aren't even a threat. This is the threat that they have to deal with? A joke gang?
Well, it's a funny, wacky show. So, one of the things is a
But why
joke.
is it? How is
And
it
a
a
mustache
funny
twiddling,
show?
I don't
and
even think there's
mustache
no black-
twiddling bad guy, a mustache twiddling bad guy called the Swordsman. Clearly,
but
that's the
Nerman,
tone of the
this
show.
thing, this show's
So,
not wacky.
like, are you trying to
WandaVision is
say
wacky.
you don't like any wacky films? You've
WandaVision
never
is
liked the
wacky.
wacky
This
film.
is not wacky.
Like
Compared to WandaVision,
that vampire thing that I told you to watch the other day. Like, I love that film.
The
The Lost Boys.
Yeah, that
They're
shit was
wacky
wacky.
characters. The lead vampires are wacky characters.
I
You
wouldn't
don't
compare
criticize
Hawkeye to
him for
Lost
that.
Boys, though.
You don't
Like,
criticize
Lost
him for
Boys
that.
had
He's a
intentional-
wacky character.
But
Is
see,
the main vampire is a wacky character? Yes.
I agree. But see,
The father?
Lost Boys,
The
Lost
the
Boys
father,
was
the
intentionally-
guy who's the
Father was
father
a
of the
wacky?
vampires.
Lost
He
Boys
was a
intentionally
wacky character.
You thought the father was wacky? Okay, no, I didn't picture him as wacky because he was
The guy who was trying to get date the
mother.
the mother, right? Exactly.
Yeah.
Guy's trying to date the mother. He's a little bit wacky. He's a little bit of an
Yeah, but
80s
once
wacky
he revealed,
character.
because he was under disguise. But once he revealed who he really was, he was serious. He wasn't.
Yeah, he was scary.
Yeah,
He
you
was
know what I mean.
scary.
I didn't really think of him as wacky. It was just an act.
Yeah, no, of course. But what I'm saying
Okay.
is that you can have those kind of wacky kind of
Oh,
things.
yeah.
And just be like, if the tone is right, it makes sense that the character can be wacky. And I think the tone
Yeah.
is right where you can just have the trenchcoat mafia. They're just some wacky characters. The swordsman, he's just a wacky character with a mustache.
But then
It
now,
works.
it's
If
just
they
that
went
the
from,
problem is-
I'm trying to
But
be
now there's
super
no threat.
serious to really wacky like the Eternals, like I'm gonna be I'm gonna be super serious and laying down in like some in the ashes of Hiroshima. And then all of a sudden I'm gonna be making earmuffs jokes with my son. That kind of stuff throws you off because you're going from 1 to 100 miles, like in a few seconds. It's like
Right.
you get whiplash. This, from the very, very beginning, it's set up as a wacky kind of fucking show with a little bit of heart. And it reminds me of Shazam. It reminds me of Shazam in a lot of ways.
Here's the problem. There's no threat. Hawkeye doesn't even consider the tracksuit mafia a threat. He's literally he goes, I'm just gonna get myself captured.
Yeah, but the threat is coming. The threat is that woman.
And I know, and I'm going. I'm gonna get the threat the third halfway into the show. That's my issue with
they
the show.
They wanted to explore one where Hawkeye is at. And they had a lot of catching up to do because the MCU hadn't established him properly. And then secondly, they had to set up Kate Bishop. So they used the first 2 episodes to get us to care about the heroes.
And it didn't work, did it? And did it work?
Did it work? I mean,
no.
somewhat.
That's the problem.
Somewhat. I'm not going to watch it again because I'm a fucking MCU hater, apparently. So that's probably why I'm not going to watch it again. But
I care about Hawkeye, and my care for
Ant-Man is wacky. This show is not wacky.
Oh, Ant-Man's terrible.
But Ant-Man knew it had nothing to work with, so it had to go the wacky route.
Ant-Man was wacky. Yeah, Ant-Man was
Hawkeye
wacky.
doesn't.
This
show doesn't need to be wacky.
All right. Superboy, what have you got to say about all this before we move on to the next topic? Because I've got to rush through this a little bit today.
Am I good? You hear me?
You're good.
Yeah, you're good. We can hear your blasphemy. Clearly.
Yeah, right.
We can hear the facts loud and clear, Superboy.
I don't got nothing to say. The way I'm hearing right now is blasphemous.
What, from me?
No, from Fanboy.
All right.
I don't know.
Honestly, it's just a good show. It's not the greatest show in the world. I'm watching Succession at the moment. Succession is genuinely probably one of the best TV shows ever fucking made. It's really, really good. I'm watching Succession. I wish you'd watch it as well. I wish a couple of other people so we could have some weekly discussions on it. But this is not trying to be that. It isn't that. It's just a cool superhero show, kind of like Stargirl. You know, Stargirl is something I would recommend to like teenagers and stuff like that to watch as like a fun thing.
Yeah, Stargirl season 1 is better.
Stargirl season 1 was better than this because I learned so much. Take the first episode of Stargirl. You learn so goddamn much in one episode, whereas you learn not even half of that in this show after 2 episodes.
I don't know it is. I'd say they're about on par, and there's something a little bit.
Well, to be fair,
Stargirl is endearing, but she's also annoying as fuck. Like that, and I think she. Yeah, she is. She's
annoying.
She's kind of
I think
clean and like.
What's annoying is her upbeat, positive, just like outlook on things.
Yeah, exactly. But it's cute. It's cute. I like it. It's not like I'm. But it's just not. Yeah, exactly. She is supposed to be like that. So I'm not trying to like harp on it. She's doing a good job. I think like for teenagers, especially, that's a great fucking show. And I think this show,
like Titans.
Yeah, the audience. I think the audience I would say for this show would be like something like
Titans is garbage. Like, don't mention that trash here. Titans is garbage.
Something like teenagers into superheroes. Teenagers who are into superheroes will.
I wish I could see really like this show. When you went, what the fuck did you just say?
Hawkeye is superior to that Titans.
I know. I wish I could have seen Superboy's face.
Titans is fucking absolutely.
I know, but I wish I could have seen Superboy's face when I said Titans. What? Show.
Yeah, it's terrible. The first episode was really good as well of Titans, and then it just like the black chick was so awesome in the first episode. I thought, oh my god, I'm gonna love like this take on what's her name, Starfire. I'm gonna love Starfire. Starfire. Yeah, the black girl.
Did you?
Well, she's not the worst part of the show. I'll give her that. She's not the worst part of the show.
Yeah, she is. Her and Beast Boy, they both suck.
I was gonna say, other than Beast Boy, who are you gonna compare as
Yeah,
the
Beast
worst?
Boy sucks.
Robin's worse.
Really?
The fucking,
You think Robin?
yeah, like those
Yeah,
two.
I mean, Robin and
Nightwing was
Those two,
trash.
Hawk and
Red
Dove are
Hood is trash.
Red Hood is trash. Fucking.
Yeah, but I'm saying they're all trash. But I
Scarecrow
wouldn't
was
say
garbage.
Raven is fucking bad. Raven was good in the first episode as well. I was like, oh, this is a kind of unique take on Raven and Star. No, they're all trash. I think Starfire is probably doing one of the best jobs of anyone in the show with the material she's given. I have to say no. Maybe because she's hot as well. I don't know, but no pun intended.
You're so biased.
Is
She's
she
so,
black?
but she's hot, but she gets a pass.
Anyway, guys, I'm gonna unless you have some last words to say, I'm gonna move on to our Super Pets reaction.
Like I say, I like Hawkeye. My issues with it are minor. When we get grounded characters, that's why I'm watching Daredevil right now. What I like about Daredevil is like he gets beat the fuck up and he gets fucking broken down. And when I saw Kate in her first situation, I'm like, oh, come on now, Kate.
Yeah, it was the fact that she was so good.
Yeah, she got thrown to a wall.
Like it's different if she was a character with superpowers. It's a different story because I'm like, okay, she's a little bit durable, then yeah, but she's not. She's a grounded character, and I like to see the grounded characters get beaten down a little bit. Like it's with Batman. I don't want to see Batman 100% like use the prep time 100% on Batman stuff because it takes away from the fact that he's still human. I want to see him lose a little bit. You make him too perfect, it's like, fuck. I mean, you're God at this point. Superman should be bound down to you. I just want to see her.
Like, where does she go from here? That's my problem. Is with the problem I have with Kate.
Yeah, where does she go?
Where does she go from here?
And
I want to grow with this character.
And I think
you don't know. Give her. Maybe she'll go somewhere interesting. Maybe she won't. I don't know.
I don't want to have to.
I'll tell you this much. I have not been convinced to continue watching this show. So if that's what you're talking about, Jaded, then
I'm going to still watch because I have hope for this show. I have hopes for this show. It's going to eventually be good. I want this show to be good. I
think it's good already. I don't know what you're talking about, quite honestly. I think
subpar. It's subpar at best.
It's good. It's just about characters.
It's solid.
I don't really care about. That's my main thing, and it's because the MCU hasn't made me care. And I always hated bow and arrow characters anyway. Like I just can't. Yeah, as superheroes, they're just lame. I don't like Green Arrow. Green Arrow's interesting. Green Arrow is some of the best story arcs. Green Arrow is interesting. I like the fact that he's like this socialist superhero in the comics. I think that's an interesting take on him. But outside of that, nah, the bow and arrow thing bothers me. I just can't. Really? I can't get over it. It's so silly. I mean, it's so like, oh, we're trying to sell you toys because a bow and arrow does not make sense in this fucking day and age, and you fucking know it. Batman has gadgets. Do you know what I'm saying? He has like fucking serious gadgets to go out and fight crime with, and that's why he's probably the most successful human superhero. Because Daredevil, as much as I fucking love him, it's like, what are you fighting with? What are you doing? And at least Daredevil, they play into that because he's
take your blind ass home.
He just gets his ass home. He gets his ass fucking beat. That's the difference between Daredevil.
That's what makes that show interesting. Is that I'm rooting that he's not perfect. Whereas
it's not that he's not perfect. It's that it's realistic. Some blind dude going out trying to fight fucking crime with the
He's a blind dude with a couple of fucking sticks with sonic powers. I mean, he's got He's got
sonic. Basically, he can see. That's his power. That he's blind, but he can see. That's what his ultimate power is. Oh, he can tell if people are lying as well. Really going to help you in a combat situation. Right. All they have to do is fucking put a bell on or some fucking loud music.
Throw off his hearing.
Daredevil's an absurd character, but what makes him good is one, he's got great villains, and two, he gets his ass fucking handed to him.
And you care about the
more
character.
often than not. More often than not, so it makes sense.
Wait. I have a question. I know Nerd was, but the question about this, I want to compare it real quick. For the first 2 episodes of either of both of these shows, go off season 1 of Arrow. Which had the better first 2 episodes for these, Archer characters? Green Arrow or Hawkeye?
Oh, Green Arrow.
Okay.
Because it was more an interesting story.
I really
just the first 2 episodes. Just go off the first 2 episodes.
I'll say this: it was trying really hard to be a Nolan-esque kind of like thing.
Oh,
the
yeah?
first 2 episodes of Green Arrow, which did kind of work in the beginning, but then it just went off a fucking cliff. I would say this one is better acted, better written, but the concept of the Green Arrow show was better. The idea behind the Green Arrow show was better. What they were trying to do was more interesting, but yeah, they didn't pull it off.
I'm not trying to say one is better than the other. Just asking questions.
Yeah, no. But if you're about comparing this to Daredevil,
just because you're both Archer characters,
this isn't even. I'll be quite frank. This isn't even as good to me as Jupiter's Legacy, and I know people on that show, but I think Jupiter's Legacy is miles better than this show. It's just more interesting, better acted, better everything. This isn't interesting. It's wacky and fun, and I might watch it on Christmas. I don't know, like if I haven't got like anything else to do. Let me move on to the super. Should we do the Superpets, or do you want to talk about Patty Jenkins first? Being left off of Rogues.
Superpets. It's not even out yet.
All right, let's do Superpets.
It's a stupid idea.
Nah, this is a god tier idea.
Yeah, but it's animation movies, though.
That's what I was thinking. I thought this was the dumbest fucking idea, and then I saw the fucking trailer. So let's watch the trailer.
That animation is really eye-catching.
Yeah, it's tight, man. All right, let's watch this.
I mean, if you're the target demographic of 6 to 12-year-olds, then it's great. Then for
I love stuff for 6 to 12-year-olds if it's written well. Like some of those stuff, like those, like Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, all of that stuff. It's for kids, but it's written so well that you can appreciate it as an adult.
It's also written for the adults.
Hey, but this thing, a lot of this kid stuff is better written than the adult stuff.
Exactly. Like Megamind was quite good as well. Like for
Megamind was not for kids. Megamind was not for kids.
Megamind was good.
It appealed to the kids, but it was meant for the adults because we were the ones that got.
Yeah, we caught on
the
all
jokes.
Sleep.
Yeah,
well, that's all right. Well, let's watch this and then we'll see what we think. A few criticisms of it though.
Wake up, buddy! It is walk o'clock.
Maybe I should let him sleep.
Okay.
Whoever's directing Rock in this is getting the best performance out of him, by the way. I don't know if you heard that, but whoever's directing The Rock's voice acting in this is getting a great performance out of him. Considering. Yeah, this is the best I've ever, more naturalistic I've ever heard him.
They should call me Iron Man. No.
Oh, that was dumb. They shouldn't have done that.
The greatest with other
Hey, Eternals mentioned Superman. They had to show some love to
The
Marvel.
FedEx guy the other day.
Yeah.
Who was he working for? General Zod? The Legion of Doom?
FedEx.
Of course.
FedEx.
Federation of X's. Not to be trusted.
What is taking my owner so long?
Well.
Ha 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 ha.
Oh, he's going out being a hater.
For no reason, he's got glasses.
Now that Batman, I don't like how Batman looks in it. He looks hideous. Wonder Woman looks.
Oh, that Batman looked tight. I liked him.
Never mind. We go back. We don't talk about that Batman.
I
That
should
Batman
be a lot
looks
more
tough.
dead right now, right?
My best friend is in danger, and you have to help me.
Well, we're just a bunch of shelter pets. But they're stronger than you think.
The mighty Oink. I didn't see anything. Shell on wheels.
Where the heck am I?
Indestructidog.
Great.
I'm the only one who didn't get any superpowers.
abundance of power.
I like the first cyborg they're doing is
They have a certain duty
80s
to use that
outfit.
power to.
They're doing his Teen Titans costume.
Well, they're doing the MCU breaking.
You
Well,
were
it
saying
makes
something?
sense in a cartoon, to be
How
fair.
much did you have to drink?
I had 2 toilet bowls and a bidet too, which is crazy. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Ha
It's like a
ha
dog
ha
water fountain.
ha.
It's like this
Ha ha ha.
secret life with Superpets.
Wait, so that's
Just
so.
call it,
Out of
just
the
call
way,
it the secret life of Superpets.
Ace deployed.
Wait, Norman, is that Ace the Bat Hound or is that another dog? 'Cause I remember Ace being that kind of dog. Crypto looks like Crypto, but Ace doesn't look like
incredibly
Ace.
painful.
Anybody want to switch powers?
Oh my god, why they got Kevin Hart? Fall
I
people
don't like
him.
Kevin Hart. I don't like. Yeah, Rox is really enamored by him for some reason, but like I've
But
never found him funny.
do work
I don't
together.
find his stand up funny. Right. Man, why don't they get fucking our boy what's it called? You know, like a controversial comedian of the day today. Dave Chappelle.
Okay.
We got Dave Chappelle to voice this shit. He would have been funnier. Anyway, that being said, I like that trailer.
Birdman, you have to go
know,
back to the part where Batman shows up. Just freeze frame it. I'm gonna tell
fuck
you.
off. It's a cartoon, dude. They have a different design.
Yeah, the
of Batman.
cartoon.
Oh,
Birdman,
that's
you
not
look
even the main
hideous.
part of the story.
Superman looks
Not
great.
just
Shit, dude.
Superman looks great. Wonder
You don't look
Woman
that
looks
bad,
sexy.
K-Dot.
Cyborg looks awesome.
It looks cool.
And
It
look
looks
at freaking
interesting.
Bat.
It's an interesting
Look at
design.
Wonder Woman. She
Look
looks
at Wonder
good.
Woman. She looks
sexy.
weird as well.
Man,
Why she
they
look
got-
girthy?
Because
Shit
she
looks
hot,
good.
bro. Yeah, she
They
got
all
thick
look
arms.
weird. They've
worked
got a
out-
weird
she worked out
design
with-
for all
she
of
worked
them.
out with-
I think they're
Look
based
at
off.
Green Lantern.
I think they're basing her off Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman because I noticed her skin was a lot darker. So I think they're based
Why
off Gal
Cyborg got an afro? That's racist.
Yeah, that's fine. I didn't even realize that was Cyborg until you said it.
How's
It's
that
based off.
racist?
Is that
It's
Green
based off.
Lantern?
It's based more off his '80s design.
Yeah, exactly.
They should not done
in
that
the
because that was
80s.
weird.
Yeah,
Me and my
that,
fade.
that armor, that arm, that gauntlet thing looks a little overdone. But
I think it
Is
all
that
looks
Jessica
cool.
Cruz?
Yeah, it's Jessica Cruz. I think it all looks cool. I don't mind that. You know, like they've gone off like different. They've obviously taken different design aspects from different eras of comics, like that are a bit more golden era, if you want to call it that. Like, you know, like a little bit more silly looking because it's a fucking show.
Whoa.
oh yeah,
It's a thing about
Well, it's for its
Superpets.
time. Why are you doing
Yeah.
it now? It looks
Because
Look at
this isn't a
Cyborg.
gritty fucking. It's fucking Superpets. That's why. I mean,
it's
dude,
the life,
like,
the secret life of Patch. They're not gonna take this.
Look, I'm gonna watch this because if I'm not sure if y'all remember this show. There was used to be a Super Pet show with Crypto.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
It came out in the early 2000s and I loved it.
really,
yeah. I loved it too.
I loved
okay.
it. That show was tight, man.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I
didn't
mean,
know that. But
some aces.
did they have
aces,
a Wonder Woman character?
Nah, it
A
was
Wonder
just.
Woman pet.
It was just.
But he had
aces.
Batman in it. Batman dog in it.
Yeah, that's
Batman's
crap,
dog.
dude.
But see, this is the thing. Like all the
That's why I ain't
even in the
watching it.
comics, like Wonder Woman doesn't have her own pet. You know, just keeping.
Yeah, they should give
Batman-
her one.
Batman has
That's
a-
why they should give her one.
No.
Like,
But
give
the
her a
show-
horse or something. A horse would be cool for Wonder Woman.
No, Superman has the super horse.
No,
No, he
they only did the show
He
around
does. In
characters
the
that
comic
was,
book, he has a dog and he has a horse.
they only did
Oh,
the show
really?
around characters
He
who
gets
was known
everything,
to have,
doesn't he?
like a super.
That's it.
Yeah, but dude, like there are.
No, I understand what you want,
everyone
though.
knows Superman and fucking Batman. Start fucking like this turtle. I want to see this turtle be Flash's pet from now on.
Probably is
Like,
Flash's pet.
promote.
Oh my
promote.
god.
No. Look, I'm serious. Like on a fucking serious note, like this is the one criticism I have of this thing. It's only Superman's fucking dog. Why not just do it as a team of the Justice League's fucking pets? It would be fun. You have Wonder
No,
Woman's
because
pet.
then
You have
it's just
I
Yeah, I agree
no,
with that.
because then they can't have their own unique
Flash's
story.
pet.
Of
That would be
powers.
cool if that was Flash's pet. Flash's pet is a super fast
Because it can
fucking
get
turtle.
transitioned over
That
to
would
the
be cool.
comic. You know,
Yeah,
as
but then
a
what
not
is-
a recurring thing getting transitioned over to the comics.
Yeah, they could. That's what I hope.
Because only Batman has a super pet in the comic, and Superman. They're the only two with super
Yeah,
pets.
exactly.
on-
They
on
have
Justice
everything.
League.
What
They're the
pet
only
does
ones with
Batman have?
anything. Their cities
Husky.
have cat.
Hold on,
Yeah,
what
he has
pet does
a
Batman have?
he has a bat hound.
Ace
The
the
bat
Bat
hound.
Hound.
Yeah, Bound.
Okay.
Yeah, I was like,
Batman?
you know,
You
what
make
type
you
of
make
dog?
I
sound
mean,
like
he
Batman's
doesn't
dog.
go out. The dog doesn't go out and do stuff, but he has a dog named Ace that
Oh, really?
Look, no, but Jaded,
I didn't
you
know
have
he
to
had a
He
dog.
understand.
doesn't go out and help fight
It's
crime.
not
Ace
like
doesn't go out and help fight crime.
main continuity. It's not like
Oh,
main
okay,
continuity
okay.
stuff. Like they turn up sometimes.
Oh, okay.
When they're
It's like
doing
here
like
and
I would have lost that trivia question. What's the name of Batman's dog? And I would have gone, Batman has a dog. I didn't even know.
Bat Hound. That's a joke.
No, it's kind of like super frenzy, kind of like
I mean, but
when
Nerdman, I
they
do
were
understand
all
what you
like
mean.
kind of.
They should make these arrested animals based off the just like give Wonder Woman a horse and give Flash the turtle.
Why does Wonder Woman get a horse? Oh yeah, because she's an Amazon. Okay, I get it.
Yeah, it makes
It
sense.
took me a second. I got it. I figured it out.
What would Green Lantern's pet be?
A squirrel?
A turtle.
A squirrel would be good for Green Lantern. Yeah, you're right. Because there are other Green Lanterns who are actually squirrels, right? Like
it would be a squirrel. Because the Red Lantern. Who's his name?
Sinestro?
I forgot his name.
That main Atrocitus.
Sinestro.
Yeah, Atrocitus. Yeah.
He has a cat. He has a cat. Dexter.
Yeah. Oh, he do got a cat.
Yeah, he's got a Dexter.
God, he has a Red Lantern cat.
Don't fuck with Dexter, bro. Do not fuck with Dexter, bro.
He throws up rage in your face. That's all he does.
Yo, the cat is tight. And in Injustice 2, that cat is a demon.
Yeah, the only other person I know who has a cat is Selena Kyle. That's about it.
Yeah, well, yeah, you could throw it. You could throw it. So who have we got? Who would Cyborg's pet be?
A pit bull?
A bulldog.
Nah, it's a printer. He takes a printer.
It would be a little bitch like fucking Ray Fisher. No, I'm joking.
I get it.
Somehow, didn't we? Oh my god! No matter what we're talking about, Nerdman has to find some way of just, veering into something he wants to talk about.
I'm glad you did that.
But I'm gonna watch it. The animation is appealing. I think that's a good thing about it. The animation feels.
It looks clean.
Clean. A little bit of the mainstream animation. See, like what's the Secret Life of Pets animation? It looks very clean and crisp.
I'll say this.
And this type of animation style is going to get people in the theater seats. This type of animation style, like Pixar movies, that type of animation will bring people to the theater seats because of how clean it looks. It's appealing.
Yeah, I'll say this: only one of the jokes didn't land for me, so that's a good strike rate. I mean, they weren't like knee slappers. I wasn't like but it was like it's funny. It's good enough. Continue with your story. That's fine for me as long as I'm not cringing like by the joke. I'm fine with it.
See, that's how low you set the bar for these movies of Nerdman. That's how low you set the bar. As long as I don't cringe, I'm good. They don't have to be funny. They don't have to be good. As long as I don't cringe.
It's a kid's cartoon. It's a kid's cartoon.
That's for everything. That is for every show. No matter what movie, no matter what show. As long as it's not cringe, I'm fine.
Hey, but to be fair, if a movie does make me cringe, I will destroy it. If you make me cringe, if you make me uncomfortable and unsettled, like fucking, what's the movie that made me cringe? Hellboy 2019. If you put me through like a Hellboy 2019 movie, I will literally like murder somebody.
Yeah, but this is a Secret Life for Pets type movie. Of course, it's gonna have cringe.
No,
yeah, cringe moments.
This isn't cringe for me though. But if it did cringe me out, I would have been like, ugh.
I mean, look, put it this way. I'll go.
Kind of cringe. Space Jam 2 is cringe.
At the moment, from what I've seen, I'll go and watch it in cinemas to support DC. I will.
No, I'll wait for HBO Max.
No, I don't care. I know you can make. No, because DC needs as much fucking help as it can get at the moment because it's on a fucking lifeline. Like, I want the Batman to be successful. I want that.
Yeah, you're right.
As long as they're putting out good content.
You're right, man. I'm desperate. Yeah, you're right.
DC is so desperate Superpets needs to help it out.
Yeah,
No.
that's
It's
sad.
just it's not desperation. It's just you gotta do different type of content. You gotta do animated.
Dude,
You gotta
we've just
have.
we've
You
just
gotta,
been through a pandemic. We've just been through a pandemic. They had a huge fucking shake-up in terms of like what happened with Zack Snyder and his Justice League or whatever. I want to see the next few movies. If the Batman's tight, if Shazam is tight, if Black Adam is tight, I don't have much hope for Aquaman. If those three are tight and the Flash, then I'll support Superpets. But I want them. I do it if they start building a fucking universe. They better start building a fucking universe. Whether it's Snyder or not Snyder, I don't give a shit. I want some effort to be made towards making a Justice League fucking movie. And to continue doing like your Wonder Woman movies, continue doing your, because I think they put out mostly good movies I've liked. There have been a few ones that are horrific, horror shows. But
yeah, like Wonder Woman.
By and large, Wonder Woman, Shazam, Zack Snyder's Justice League, the Joker, I kind of, even though I think they're flawed movies, I think BVS, Suicide Squad, the first one, and Man of Steel have some things that I like about them. So I just want them to try and, forget about the fucking hate and just look at what's making them money with a universe that's telling some sort of coherent story. Anyway, it's hard to do a coherent story with the fucking building a universe anyway, but if they try, I'm a DC fanboy, so I'm gonna fucking go and I'm gonna support them.
I mean, look, Nerdman, look, I feel you. I want DC. Like, if the rumors are true, Flashpoint is where they're rebooting to start over the new Justice League. That's what's supposed to happen. They're supposed to be. That's where they set up the new Justice League in the Flash. That's gonna be their starting point. But we have to wait and see. If they don't, then you're right. The DC's fucked. But hey, we'll have to wait and see.
Now,
speaking of which, Patty Jenkins. Have we heard about this news about Patty Jenkins? I was about to say something really.
No, what's so special about
she's not my queen anymore.
Just for one movie.
What happened? What happened with?
She's got to come back and she's got to prove herself. That fucking abomination film, and I don't. What I really don't like about it is it shows.
You're breaking up here, man.
You're breaking up there, man. But damn, everyone's.
What's the news about Patty Jenkins that's got Nerdman pissed off?
She left Rogue
Squadron. Oh, pissing.
Go ahead, K-Dot.
She stepped away from Rogue Squadron, the Star Wars movie.
To leave. They leave.
Nerdman,
no, you guys are all glitching out. Apparently, Patty Jenkins does not approve of this video of the show and is acting into the.
Wait, JD, you don't hear me? I'm glitching out.
Yeah, now I can hear you.
Okay, yeah, no. Basically, Patty Jenkins left Rogue Squadron due to creative differences. So I guess she's gonna have more time for DC and other projects.
Oh my god.
Okay. So what would Nerdman be happy about that?
I don't know yet. I just know he's.
Can you hear me now?
Now I can hear you. Yeah.
All right. Look, I was hoping.
Why are you mad at her?
I was hoping that Patty Jenkins. I'm not mad at her. I'm not mad at her. The only thing I'm mad at her at is that she let Wonder Woman 1's success go to her head.
Oh.
Right? And then she decided, I'm a writer-director now, and I'm going to write this fucking script, even though I can't fucking write, And then I'm just gonna put out some bullshit about Wonder Woman when I haven't even bothered to read the fucking comics to look for a good storyline to adapt like that.
Yeah, but she's only got 80 years of comic book history. How many good stories could she have, Nerdman? I mean, come on.
Exactly. All you have to do, top 10 Wonder Woman stories. Go look them up, read them, and fucking adapt the fucking thing if you don't have a better idea. If you've got a better idea, go for it. I always say, if a director really thinks they've got like a really unique take on a hero or a character or whatever, go. If you read the fucking comic, get a good screenwriter, because you had 200 million. You could have got a fucking decent screenwriter and get them to adapt the fucking comic, and then you can do your directing. Because Patty Jenkins is a good director. She gets good performances out of people. You see that in Monster. You can see that in Wonder Woman 1, because we all know Gal Gadot isn't the strongest actress, and that's her best performance so far. Okay, so
she was pretty good in Fast and Furious.
She's a trash actress, bro.
But Wonder Woman is her best role she's done.
Yeah, her role when she was in that bikini, that was her best role. Come on.
All right, enough with the sexism on this channel. So anyway, my point is here that I wouldn't be adverse to Patty Jenkins being replaced for Wonder Woman 3. Really? We'll look up the idea she has that's ruminating around for what she has for Wonder Woman 3. But essentially, as you can see here, Patty Jenkins, Rogue Squadron, the Star Wars feature project due to be directed by Wonder Woman filmmaker Patty Jenkins, has been caught in the tractor beam and will take a little longer to make it to the big screen. Jenkins and writer Matthew Robinson have been developing Squadron for Lucasfilm for over a year, with the goal of starting production in 2022. It was to have gone into pre-production by the end of this year. However, sources say that producers and film making team came to the realization that Jenkins' schedule and other commitments wouldn't allow for the window needed to make the movie in 2022. Thus, Squadron has been taken off the production schedule. The hope is that once Jenkins fulfills her previous commitments, she will be able to return to the project.
Didn't they know that before they gave her the
yeah, exactly.
Didn't they have known that before?
Yeah, I think basically DC, Warner Brothers are saying, look, dude, do you want to do Wonder Woman 3 or not? Because we'll give it to someone else after Wonder Woman 84. And she's probably said, oh, all right, I'll fucking do it. But Squadron would have been the first feature since the end of Skywalker saga, blah, blah, blah. It is unclear what, if any, of Jenkins' commitments were at issue specifically, but she is in development of Wonder Woman 3 for Warner Brothers and Cleopatra feature for Paramount, which would star Patty Jenkins. Which will star Gal Gadot as Cleopatra.
Oh,
I was excited. About that before Wonder Woman 84. Now seeing Red Notice and Wonder Woman 84, I'm not sure she can pull off Cleopatra. I don't think that's a good move for her. I think she should try and be an action star, maybe action comedies and an action star. I think that's her lane, where she can maybe use some of her natural charisma to make up for her acting ability.
Think about in Wonder Woman 84, mind you, the big issue was Patty trying to write the movie. She should have just directed, right? Should just direct it. Patty, when she directs, is great. If the Cleopatra movie, if she's just directing, then she'll be good. Her trying to interject and get into, same thing with Zack Snyder, them trying to get in on their stories. So I gotta write it. No, you don't need to write it. Just do your job and direct. If you're not a Ben Affleck, they're not Ben Affleck. They can't direct. They can't write.
Yeah. Ben Affleck ain't that great either. But I know what you're saying.
With one movie.
I'm not saying he's not great, but he's versatile and he can do it. He can do all these things.
I don't know he can. I think he's better when he works with Matt Damon, to be honest, as a writer. Him by himself, nah, not so much. I'll say this: there's I know what you're talking about.
But as long as she just
Clint Eastwood, certain other people are good at or Mel Gibson, even as much as I don't dislike him.
Yeah, Mel Gibson, better example. He's versatile. He can write a movie, and he can direct. and
Yeah.
he can act. But sometimes people need to stay in their lane. Like, I understand Patty should have stayed in her lane and just directed, but we at least
But also,
established
she needs to improve in her action directing as well, because Wonder Woman 84, for all the bad that it was, if it had a few good action scenes, I would have been all right.
You didn't like the truck? You didn't like the highway truck fight scene?
No, I thought it was filmed like garbage.
I mean, I like
the best action set piece in that whole fucking thing was the beginning Themyscira thing, like the kid was doing the gauntlet. That was the best action scene in the whole thing.
Wow,
like an action set piece.
I mean, I like that scene too. It was
that was good.
Yeah.
Apart from that, no. I don't think she's got a good. But she did such good stuff in Wonder Woman 1. It blows my mind. Look, everyone who wants to talk about the third act. Look, let me say something quickly, and then K-Dots, you can go. Everyone who complains about the third act of Wonder Woman 1 with the action in that was a million times better, that fight between her and Ares, than any of the fight scenes in Wonder Woman 84. A million times better. So I don't know what happened in between where she didn't get the memo,
because she involved herself too much. In Wonder Woman 1, it was Alan Hines, it was that Alan Heinberg dude and somebody else. Zach
and Jeff Johns.
Jeff Johns. Zach pitched the story, but she directed. Like, when she directs, she's solid. That's why I say in Wonder Woman 3, as long as she just directs, she'll be good. Let someone else write the story. Let someone else pitch the story, but just direct. That's all you got to do. Yeah. We at least established with this movie that she's not the best writer, and she knows that herself now after going off this movie. Now, hopefully, she takes it upon herself to like, okay, I'm not going to write this third movie.
No,
I'm going to let somebody else do it. I'm not saying to me, Patty,
and she needs help with the action. She needs help with the action directing.
Ego is too big a currency. She's not giving that up.
But I don't even. That's the thing. I don't think she has an ego. People think she has an ego.
You don't think she has an ego?
No. Zack Snyder has an ego. With her.
No. She's got an ego, bro. Because
she's got an ego.
Otherwise, she wouldn't have fucking made Wonder Woman 84. That is pure ego tripping, dude. Everyone's calling me the new what's the Superman director, 78? Richard Donner. Everyone's calling me the new Richard Donner and blah blah blah. It went straight to her fucking head, bro. And I was like, I watched that movie and I saw the flaws in that movie, and I was very, very concerned. Although I gave her a break because I was like, the budget was too low. If she had a bigger budget, I thought that maybe she would have done an even better job.
How big a budget do you need?
I think she could have had a bigger budget for the action scenes. So I thought that was what was going on. But then I saw the second movie. She has 200 million, and the action scenes are worse. I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah, and look, I'm not disagreeing, but I'm trying to. Let's look at this. Wonder Woman 1, she didn't have no 100% creative freedom. Let's remember that. With 184, she had 1% creative freedom. So, of course, she's going to get to do whatever she want to creatively want to. She got 100% creative freedom to put in whatever she wants and take out whatever she wants. She's like with James Gunn for the Suicide Squad. When you give them 100% creative freedom, they're going to do whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah, ego.
Yeah.
So
no,
she's not going to take it upon
herself. That's not an ego. When you tell them do whatever you want, they're going to do whatever they want.
So you're saying that she can be controlled, like they can say, just do the writing. But she was saying that she wanted to put more of her ideas in, and the thing that worried me about Wonder Woman 1, even though I liked it in parts, was that I saw that she was going too much influenced by that by the 70s show by Linda Carter, and not enough influence from the comics. It was like she watched the Linda Carter show and she interjected parts. Alan Heinberg was the guy who knew the comics. and was
Yeah.
trying to like bring out like the character as she's evolved since the 70s. You know, into what she is now in the animated films and in, you know, et cetera, et cetera. She was the one putting in like these weird fucking super villains who were like laughing like after they gassed some people in a room. It was like that was purely from that 70s show she was trying to like ape there. And then she went with Wonder Woman 1984 and the whole thing was like that, you know. Anyway,
and that's why Nerdman. Sometimes 100% creative freedom isn't the best thing. It's not a good thing in general for me. It only works with certain directors. Like for example, Zack Snyder, when he was on set with Warner WB, they wasn't clicking. He was doing his own thing. WB wanted to do their own thing. That was a messy movie from the start. But when you give these directors the option of 100% creative freedom, I mean, you gave them 100% creative freedom, so they're going to do whatever they creatively want to. If you don't set the boundaries, then they're not going to work within your boundaries of what you want. That's why in the first Wonder Woman movie, the one thing she did push back on that WB was going to take out was the no man's land scene. I'm glad she pushed back on that. Like, I don't want her to be a fucking lapdog to the studio. I want her to be able to push, you know, take some of the studio's ideas and be able to interject some of her own. If they took out that no man's land scene from Wonder Woman 1, just imagine how different that movie would have been. If she didn't fight them.
Here's the problem though. Yes, she fought the.
Never mind, you cutting out.
You're cutting out again, Nerdman.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we go.
Yeah, hear you now.
No. All right.
No.
She also fought back in Wonder Woman 1980. Huh?
No, you're skipping.
You can't hear me? Oh shit. Give me a second.
Oh, now you're good. Now you're good.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you're good now.
Okay. She also fought back in Wonder Woman 1984 on the mall scene. Warner Brothers said, cut that shit out. And you know what happened? One day I actually.
The problem is they gave her in this on Warner Brothers. They should never gave her 100% creative freedom. That is on them. No one told her. They chose to do that.
They didn't know that. They didn't know what was gonna happen, kid. Huh?
No. But we know why they. But we know why they let her do that, because it was Zack Snyder's situation. Because, you know, when people was pushing back at him like, Warner Brothers just likes to intrude on people's stuff. We know why they gave Patty Jenkins 100% creative freedom, because of the Zack Snyder bullshit.
That is because of the Zack Snyder and Suicide Squad stuff. Because everyone was criticizing Warner Brothers for coming in and like, you know, trying to do stuff to those movies.
Creative freedom, even though that's a myth in Hollywood. There's no creative fucking freedom. All these directors have to bow down to the fucking studio, and that's why I'm fine with the studio.
Well, some directors have more say than others.
Yeah, you know, due to their resume and stuff. Like some of them got a rep, but for me, I'd rather have movies where the studio and the directors can. You don't have to fully agree, but you can come to a common ground and give us a fucking movie, because that's why Zack Snyder fell out with WB. He was trying to do his own fucking thing, and WB's like, we want to do this. Like, that's how you get a bad movie.
You know what?
That's how you get a bad movie when two different people.
Here's the funny thing about. Yeah. Go on. Finish.
But not everybody's creative freedom. Yeah, but
I was going to say before you go, Jaden.
I'm sorry.
No, before you go, Jaden, I just wanted to. Do you know what Zack Snyder's most compromised movie is? The most studio interfered movie that he's done.
Okay.
Zack Snyder's
I have no idea.
Justice League. It's Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Oh,
that movie was more interfered with by the studio from the jump. They told him, "Fuck you! You're not making Batman. Impregnate fucking Lois Lane. You're not doing it. You're not fucking making Superman anymore into some fucking emo piece of shit. You're not doing it." And that was, you can see that in that's why I like that movie. Like people don't understand. They think I like fucking Zack Snyder. Or I said this from the before, even because I was reading about what happened during the production of that Justice League movie, and yes, it is true that he went away and he wrote his own movie, and that is what he directed. And the vision we saw was like his vision as opposed to like what they did with the Josh Whedon stuff. But prior to production on Justice League, after what happened with BVS, that's when the suits came in, told Jeff Johns, go to the set, fucking make sure you've got our boy under control, and sort this fucking movie out. And that is the product you got. And the stuff that is pure Zack Snyder in that movie, every scene that I fucking hate is the pure Zack Snyder stuff. It's the Martian Manhunter, what's her name, turning into Martian Manhunter for some reason, Marquette. It's the fucking epilogue of the thing. Back to evil Superman again, right at the end. All of that was the stuff that he filmed with the 70 million, right, that Warner Brothers gave him to finish his thing, because of the same criticisms that they were getting that led them to let Patty Jenkins do this Wonder Woman 1984 without any creative oversight. That is basically the principle why these fucking movies were made. Why James Gunn got to do a Suicide Squad. Why James Gunn got to do a Suicide Squad without any fucking main characters from DC Comics or the main DC villains in it. That's why. And it's got to fucking stop.
But I'm just saying is that not every director is going to who gets creative freedom is good at it. Right. I mean, it's like you can give Ryan Johnson the creative freedom. He's not going to make a good movie. He's not going to make a good movie.
Knives Out was a good movie.
Yeah, but if give him Star Wars and he sucks at it, okay? Yeah. So I'm just saying creative freedom it doesn't inherently mean that the director or the writer is going to make a good movie, because that doesn't mean that they have good ideas.
Yeah, you're just giving them the freedom. And that's the thing, right? WB with the fellow Wonder Man 84 is on Patty, the writers, everyone, even the studio. The studio can't use Patty as a scapegoat because they gave her the creative freedom.
Well, they have to
want it.
Yeah. They should have said no. They should have said no to the Wonder Woman 1984 script. They should have just said, look, Patty, we like some of your ideas here. Some really, there were good ideas. The Wonder Woman flight scene I thought was nice. But you can't just...
with the jet.
I like when she broke up with Steve Trevor and all of that kind of stuff, but they should have said, look, dude, there's stuff about this that just doesn't hang together. I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to do a homage to the 78 Superman movies and all of that and heart that those movies had. But unfortunately, you're veering into Superman 4 territory. Well, maybe they shouldn't have said that to her. But what I'm saying is there's ways of just, easing it. Try and give people compliments. No, Superman 3 with Richard Pryor, which isn't as bad as people make out. Superman 4 is the really bad one. Superman 4's got a Nuclear Man in it.
Nuclear Man, okay.
Yeah. Look, my point is this, that just...
It's a crapshoot no matter what.
You can like Jay did. If I'm coming to you and I say I want you to change something about how you behave on the channel or something like that, I'll come with you with compliments first. I'll be like, man, I love your passion, I love your and how you do things. But this, right. There's ways of doing it, and I know she probably worked on that script, and she probably, when you work on a script, you can't see it objectively. Right,
Nerdman, if we have a contract where I get to do what I want, I can go, oh, okay, Nerdman, yes, I'll take that into consideration, absolutely, and then just ignore you anyway.
Yeah, well,
she has no reason not to. If she's been given 100% creative control, you can tell her all that you want, and she can just go, yes, I understand, I agree, and just proceed to ignore everything you said. And they can't stop her.
Not if you give her like good options.
No,
They
that's
knew their fucking
irrelevant.
product.
Good options are irrelevant. You can tell me, Jaded, if you were to calm down 10%, that would increase and do things good. And I can go, you're probably right. I don't give a shit. I'm going to up my anger 20%. And there's nothing you can do about it.
And
Which is what you've done, bro.
and that's why
But I love it.
they should have just did what the norm is, establish, you can do we're gonna let you create, but like we're going to interject and throw some ideas in there because we want to. Because this is the thing, right? These studios hire these people. They give them these products. You tell them make us a movie, and at the end of the day, when someone hires you to do a job, they're going to give you a criteria and rules on how they want it done. My dad, all right, I'll give an example. My dad, he's a glazer, so he basically cuts glass and stuff. Now, if they give my dad 100% creative control, yeah, he'd probably go in there and do the job lickety split quick. But there's people with some bullshit rules on how they want it done exactly at a certain time in a certain way, which makes the job probably a lot harder for him than it should be. But he's getting paid to come and do some work for some people, so they're going to require him to work with with certain rules and the criteria. And that's the thing. These directors.
That's not how it works, though, with directing, because if your father had the ability to veto and say, no, I'm not going to do your changes, that would be the same thing. These directors have the ability to say, no, I'm not going to do it.
And that's fine. That's where I'm like, when Patty told them not to take out the Homeland scene, the No Man's Land scene, and she fought to keep it in, I'm fine with that. But giving these directors 1% creative control, it's more bad than it is good, in my honest opinion.
It's a crapshoot.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with that, and that's what I'm saying.
It just creates more.
Look at BVS. Look at BVS, dude. That film could be really good. I'm sorry, no matter what you say, few things could have happened. Don't cast Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor. Get another actor, right? Get another actor. Exact same lines, exact same thing. Just get another actor who's got a little bit more of a sinister edge to him. And that I think that would have been perfectly fine. I see.
As someone who doesn't look
I see Jake Gyllenhaal. I see fucking
Bryan Cranston.
Really?
No,
Jake
not Bryan.
Gyllenhaal?
No, I'm talking about that. I'm talking about that exact same role. Not changing, like the same age, the same personality, the
I'm
same.
just saying, I don't see Jake Gyllenhaal as Lex Luthor. That's all.
I see Jake Gyllenhaal definitely as Lex Luthor.
I see him more as Superman.
as that specific Lex Luthor. I'm not talking. He'd be a good Superman as well. Jake Gyllenhaal can do anything, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I did see it.
Jake Gyllenhaal might be a better Batman or Green Lantern.
No. I think he could do anything, dude. But I don't see him as Batman, though.
I mean, hey, he can probably be a good Wonder Woman too. He can be a good Wonder Woman too if he wanted to.
I mean, if I was I'll tell you who I really would have cast as that specific Lex Luthor. Is I've said it over and over again. It's the guy from why am I blanking out? Ex Machina. Have you ever seen Ex Machina, guys?
Ex Machina.
You never seen that?
You mean
I'll find out his name. He's also in Star Wars. He plays Poe, Tamarin Poe in Star Wars.
You want him to be Lex Luthor, Poe?
Yeah. If you've watched if you watched X, I'm saying that Lex Luthor, not any other Lex Luthor. That specific Lex Luthor.
Okay.
Right? And the only thing I would have changed about the story of that Lex Luthor is that he made his own money. That he's a young tech billionaire who made his own fucking money, right? And now he's confronted with Superman. That's the only thing I would have changed about that. And I think it could have worked. I would have changed Doomsday to because he basically had the same powers. I would have changed Doomsday to Parasite, and I would have made that guy in the wheelchair
but
fucking
Doomsday.
Parasite.
Yeah, but you couldn't, Nerdman, because Doomsday's the guy that killed Superman. So
I
you
wouldn't have had Superman killed. I would have put him in a coma. I would have put him in a coma, like fucking
You mean a
Parasite
Kryptonian
puts him in a
sleep?
coma.
You would have put him in a Kryptonian sleep?
No, whatever. I don't care. I would have had him live at the end of it. Basically,
Oh,
he
okay.
doesn't die.
Like just knocked out.
Maybe he's depowered by Parasite or something like that, and he has to like take time to power up again or something, some shit like that, because that's what Parasite's powers basically do, right? So, I would have had that guy in the wheelchair be Parasite. Lex Luthor turns that guy in the wheelchair into Parasite, and that's basically all I would have changed about the movie. Oh, and sorry, Batman doesn't kill and Superman doesn't kill. That's it. So Batman is on the edge of killing. He's going in hard, but he never actually fucking kills anybody. But he's planning to kill Superman, and then he has that change, and I think you've got a perfectly fine movie. With those specific changes.
Norman, I did want to ask something. I think it opens up a bigger discussion about these comic books, because I think me and Jay talked about it before. Okay, so people will say the Lex Luthor in BVS we saw is comic accurate to Superman Birthright Superman, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but that means nothing.
But hear me out. Even though that's not the common Lex Luthor we see throughout the comics and stuff, that Lex Luthor is very canon to that specific comic. And I think people, when it comes to the comic accuracy thing, they take it too far. Like, there's a comic where Batman has a pink bat suit.
Oh, right? Your post on that.
There's a comic where Batman has a pink bat suit. So if Batman has a pink bat suit, and they make a Batman movie where Batman has a hot pink bat suit, since it's comic accurate, then that means it's okay, right?
Well, no. If they don't, for it to be comic book accurate, it has to have the story arc in which why Batman has all those different. If we're going to use your example, for anybody to claim it's comic book accurate, the story would actually have to have the reason Batman is wearing that pink outfit and then the green outfit and the blue outfit every day.
I'll say this to what you're saying.
Wait, but this is what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say like this. I'm talking about the general people in general that read these comics, and they keep using
issue 186,
right?
Batman
and let me give an example.
Zod with fucking kryptonite. So that means Superman kills in general. No, he doesn't.
Right. Let me give another example.
Just because he did it in one stupid fucking comic because the writer didn't know what the fuck he was doing doesn't mean Superman kills in general. Okay, right. It doesn't. Yeah. If it had happened in one issue, that I don't take that as being comic book accurate. I completely agree with you on that. That being said, I'll respond to what you're saying about Lex. I'll respond to what you're saying about Lex Luthor in Birthright after you finish.
But see, and that's why these fans. This is why you have the problem with these movies too, of how to adapt these stories. Because a fan could go find a comic panel of Thanos farting on somebody, and then they put it in a movie, and they say, "Oh, it was on page 5 of this comic. It was okay."
But they're like 0.01% of the audience. Who cares?
No.
Okay.
I'll get if you go on Twitter or Instagram and critique Zack Snyder Justice League, more than likely a bunch of these fans, and I say, dude, recently I just posted something about Eternals. I've been getting comments from these Eternals fans talking about, but remember Jada, remember that issue brought up about the Celestial being born and not breaking the planet?
Yeah.
I posted it on my TikTok. Now people is coming with me using comic books to explain how they're trying to explain how the Celestial didn't break the planet.
Okay. And then my response was it wasn't in the movie.
Right, and that's
I don't give a shit if it was in the comic book. It wasn't in the movie.
Right,
exactly. They need to stop doing that.
And people keep justifying this stuff by using.
It has to be. It has to be in the fucking movie. I don't care if some writer explains why Captain America was able to go back in time, according to the laws of the fucking thing that they set up. But he comes back to the same universe when he's older. It doesn't make any sense to what they set up in Endgame that he does that. I don't care if the writer then goes, oh, but I'll explain it outside of the film, and therefore you can justify the film. No, you put it in the fucking film or you fuck off, as far as I'm concerned. Now, regarding what you're saying about that specific Lex Luthor, I think it was a very, very good idea to put that Lex Luthor in a film. However, they didn't do it properly.
Oh, the execution. You had a problem with the
execution was bad. That Lex Luthor is a fucking fantastic version of Lex Luthor. If you go read that comic, it's an excellent version of Lex Luthor. And it's a modern spin on that character, right? That makes sense to nowadays.
I don't know. I want a Lex Luthor that wants to run for president.
First of all, I'll say this about the Lex Luthor that they had in BVS, why it doesn't make sense. One, he ain't Lex Luthor's son in that fucking comic, in Birthright. He's not Lex Luthor Jr.
Birthright, so I don't know.
In Birthright, he makes his own fucking money. His was a fucking arsehole or whatever, and he just became like a really introverted kind of scientist, just a brilliant fucking scientist, working in his house while his dad was fucked up or whatever. His dad was some drunk or whatever who was abusive and shit like that, and he was just because of that he retreated into his own world, and him and Clark Kent became friends because Clark Kent was interested in fucking aliens and science and all of this kind of stuff.
They were friends
or whatever.
That's
from a young age. Right, exactly. And they did parts of that. They took parts of that for Smallville. Actually, that's how.
From Smallville.
You got the relationship in Smallville. So basically, Clark was the only odd person that he knew in town that could measure up to how odd he was, and that was the basis of their friendship. But then, because he's a fucking sociopath and he's fucking narcissistic and he's just a super fucking genius. Even his relationship with Clark Kent breaks down. But then he goes to Metropolis, he makes his own fucking money, he makes his own company, and then he's confronted with Superman and the situation where he becomes Lex Luthor.
I didn't get any of that from the movie though.
Right, exactly. From the movie, you don't get any of that. The only thing that they took from that comic is just certain aspects of his personality where he was a bit more awkward than the usual Lex Luthors. He was a bit more withdrawn and introverted in some ways because he didn't know quite how to act right because he was so fucking smart. This Lex Luthor in what's it called? Birthright. He's literally the smartest Lex Luthor you'd ever see. Literally, his fucking IQ is off the charts. He doesn't know how to relate to people in certain ways, and I like that about him. But they could have adapted it in a different way. Yeah, I think that's cool. It's a different take on
the whole
especially with the tech.
It's whatever.
What do you mean? What do you tell me?
I can't remember. In the early, it used to be that in the Marvel comics, what was it? Mr. Fantastic was just considered the smartest, person in the MCU, and then you got the 2000s, and it's oh no, now it's Moon Girl who's the smartest person, or Cho, or what's his name, Amadeus Cho. Now he's the smartest person in the MCU or in the Marvel universe, and it's who cares? Just be smart. You don't have to be.
All right, yeah, no, of course. But I'm just saying, he was a super fucking genius.
He was super genius.
He was always many steps ahead of
you can have 5
Superman.
people who were super geniuses, and it's fine.
I'll tell you the other comic I think that they borrowed heavily from was Red Sun Lex Luthor, who's probably it's probably my favorite Lex Luthor. I thought Lex Luthor in Red Sun is.
When he was okay. Really? You got
like in the beginning where he's just like super fucking arrogant. He's like
okay.
playing chess with 20 people and whatever. Like they borrowed little bits from that and a little bit from Birthright.
Nice.
That being said, the execution bad, the casting was bad. It didn't hang together. I don't think it was Jesse Eisenberg's fault. I think he did what he was told to do. And I believe the character.
This is what I like about Nerdman. The topic was Patty Jenkins, and for the last half an hour, he was talking about BVS. The topic you picked was Patty Jenkins, and for the last half hour, it was all about BVS.
No,
Why did
but
you
we
just
were
put
talking
BVS?
about.
Just put BVS in here.
That was K. Dot's
BVS
fault. That was K. Dot's fault, and we were just talking about, like, as I said, it was about
but look, Nerdman, I'll say
creative
this.
control.
Nerdman, I'll say this. To be fair,
You need somebody to rein you in, Nerdman. That's what you need. You need a higher up
to rein me in, a producer or something.
There
Anyway,
you go.
carry on.
To be fair, Nerdman, it is also Jesse Eisenberg's fault because I'll be honest with you, he's like Ryan Reynolds. They act like themselves. They do not know how to act. They was good for a while. Jesse Eisenberg, he peaked for me at Zombieland, and I was like, all right, I'm done with you.
He peaked for me, and what was that? What was that Magic one movie? Now You See Me or something?
Yeah, Now You See Me. He was good in that too. I liked him in
that for me. That's the movie he peaked in.
Like
I don't think Jesse
Eisenberg certain movies only work to his first night. Like to me, he was playing himself in BVS. He was playing like just himself in BVS, but he was just a little bit mad in the head. That's the thing. I was like, you're not
Sean, that's what I said. Sean, I was gone for an hour and come back to you guys still bringing up BVS. Yeah, like I said, we started talking about Patty Jenkins, and then all of a sudden it just veers into BVS.
Anyway, Leah, let's leave this fucking thing. The point for me was, BVS, it needed some creative oversight, and I think it could have actually hung together as quite a good movie. Same with Man of Steel. There's so many good elements to Man of Steel, and you're just like, threw it all away. You threw it all away because of your fucking ego, because you thought, I've got to come in and fix Superman. The movie was begging for Superman and Batman to be in it. BVS was begging for the Superman and Batman to be in it, and then it would have been a fucking good movie. Do you know? And what I mean by that is it was begging for Batman not to kill. If Batman didn't kill, that movie makes more sense.
It's begging
if
for
fucking
story.
If Superman was more hopeful and fucking kill, that movie makes more sense. It actually genuinely fixes the movie. I'm not even, if it didn't, if somehow the movie's just better by them being dark and emo and all of the fucking things they were in that movie, I would say truly the movie wouldn't have worked another way. But actually, you look at Man of Steel, Pa Kent says, I'm proud of you, son, for saving those fucking kids. The movie works better. Or at least if even if he's confused at first, by the end of it, before he dies, he should have said, you know what, I was wrong about that, son. Thinking back at it, I wanted to protect you, but actually I know you're here for something greater or something like that. And it should have been, I'll tell you what should have happened. Sorry, last thing, and I'm sorry, I always do this. That conversation in the car between Pa Kent and Pa Kent, where he's like, where just before he dies, right? And Pa Kent is trying to just be a farmer, and Clark Kent is saying he wants to do something else. That conversation should have been switched around. That conversation should have been Clark Kent saying, "Look, Dad, I just want to hang out on the fucking farm. Every time I try and be something different, I'm smacked down for it. I don't want to." And it should have been Pa Kent saying, "No, you've got to go out there. You've got to find out who you are, where you came from. Maybe go to university, do something. Get out there, son. Like do That should have been the fucking opposite way around.
I feel you on that. Yeah,
it's crazy. Like
I don't know, because I
the
understand.
film fights against itself. That's what I'm saying. The film fights against what it even wants to do. If it was classical Superman, the classical Superman story, the film makes more sense.
Yeah, but
And it's
I
better.
understand the point I understand the point the movie was trying to make with the dad. And it was like the dad was just was trying to tone Clark Kent down and go, the world isn't hopeful. The world isn't
That's not
a good
Clark
place.
Kent.
I agree. But the idea was, the reason I didn't have as much of a problem with it as everybody else was because I knew Superman was going to prove him wrong, that I am going to be that hope. I am going to be the change.
Well, he didn't, did he?
So
He didn't become that hope at all.
He didn't, obviously. But the reason I didn't have as much of a problem was like I'm going, oh, what the movie is doing is setting up how Clark Kent
and
is
by the way,
going to be that light.
I didn't mind Clark Kent saying, "Oh, you're not even my real father. I'm just adopted." That bit was good.
Yeah.
That line where he says that, because that kind of recontextualizes, like, you know, because you don't think of it like that, like as a normal.
You don't think of it like that. It was like, oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it's a normal adoption, and you know, adopt kids, especially.
Well, more of a kidnapping. It was more of a kidnapping than an adoption.
No, I know, but like in their teen years, adopted kids, yes, exactly. Adopted kids do get like a little bit rebellious and whatever, and they might say something like that. So I like that bit. That wasn't the bit I had a problem with. It's just that the messaging should have been the opposite way around.
Oh, but I understood the tone that this movie was going for. See, I'm not as hard on Man of Steel as most everybody else is.
Oh, I'm hard on it. I think it's a travesty. I honestly think it's a travesty. And what hurts me most is that there's a good film in there. There's a good film in BVS, and it is not Batman and Robin level. It's not fucking
it's not.
Daredevil
nothing that's
from the
Batman
90s. No, but that's what people try and say. They try and make it out like it's like,
Daredevil.
I ain't one of
those people that's gonna seriously say Daredevil 2003 is better than fucking BVS. BVS is not a good movie to me, but hey, it ain't as bad as them other. There's when people it's like when people tell me Wonder Woman 84 is the worst comic book movie ever. I'm like, come on, bro. Now you lying. Catwoman.
What's the worst?
Daredevil.
Elektra was pretty bad too.
No. And that's not. It's like when I hear people say something like, and I look, Wonder Woman 84 is not a good movie, but if you say it's the worst comic book movie ever, you got to be bullshitting.
Well, Wonder
Woman 84 has more justification.
It was the most disappointing.
It's not great.
It was the most disappointing from what it came off of, because you went from Wonder Woman to Wonder Woman 84.
Yeah.
So it got even more piled on simply because of what it came off of. Daredevil didn't come off of anything else. Elektra didn't come off of anything else. Catwoman didn't come off of anything else.
And you could say the same for BVS, I guess, and Man of Steel. They're disappointing movies. They're not necessarily. I actually genuinely do think
honestly,
Wonder Woman 84 is actually a bad movie. BVS, even Suicide Squad, I don't think they're bad movies. I think they're disappointing movies. People were disappointed in the Joker. People were disappointed in that you've got a Batman and Superman movie, and it hasn't really got like the proper classical ideals of Batman and Superman in it.
It doesn't have the grandeur that we were expecting and hoping for.
Well, it does. It kind of has the grandeur. It just it doesn't. I think it doesn't have Batman and Superman in it. That's my problem with it, BVS. That is not Superman. You're making Batman a Superman the first time these two are meeting on screen, and it isn't even fucking them. That's my problem with the movie. You know, actually, as a kind of graphic novel, whatever, like an alt-world graphic novel, I kind of dig it. I don't think it's like that bad, you know, like when it comes to that.
For them meeting is Bruce Wayne, and that's why it was a good I was foreplay. Come on,
and that's why Nerdman. I even think that's another problem we have with these comic book stuff today. Titans is a prime example. it's our first time getting a Titans in live action, and they fuck up that bad. Like these studios and directors don't even factor in. This is our first time seeing these things in a different media, and they fuck it up the first time. Like they want to change so much for the first time, and then they use the bullshit argument like, oh, and then they use the bullshit argument like, oh, but everybody's seen them so much. Not everybody reads fucking comics.
No, exactly. Everyone's seen Superman. When was the last good Superman movie? 78. Sorry, not a good excuse. And then there's only been one movie since. Fuck
the
you.
Thing with Titans,
everyone knows Superman.
The thing with Titans is what they did with the Riverdale. They had a concept, they had a story concept, and all they did was they took that story concept and said, we're just gonna put superheroes in that story concept. We're gonna take the characters from Rivendell and put them in that. You did not have to like in Rivendell. You did not have to have Archie and Jughead and Betty and Veronica to make that show. They were irrelevant.
Yeah.
If Titans, okay, the Titans being the main characters was irrelevant to that show because they had a certain idea, a genre, and they were going to inject the Titans in that story or that genre. And that's the thing about why Titans sucked is because you're going in looking, I want a superhero TV show. And the producers went, no, you're getting this genre of show just with the Teen Titans in it.
Right. And look, Jada, it's not, and I'll say this too. It's not that certain stuff we get for the first time, they make their slight changes and stuff. But if it can work for the story, I'm down with it. But like the first time we got our I'm trying to find another example of something we got for the first time, they fucked it up.
Oh, Vampire the Masquerade when it first came out. Okay, I was a big fan of Vampire the Masquerade, the role-playing game.
Yeah.
Okay, and what they did, the guy that did it, he said, no, we're not going to make a vampire movie. We're going to make a Beverly Hills 90210 TV show, and we're just going to make it be with vampires. And it's like, that's not Vampire the Masquerade. That would be like taking Blade, okay, and putting him in a 90210 TV show. It ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work.
And see, look, if maybe if they adapted what you liked properly the first time, then maybe that change, that whatever they did in that first time, that thing you like for the first time, later after you've got what you've seen,
and then you experiment.
Right. And the problem is they want to experiment on things for the first time on stuff they assume people have seen before. Like
yeah, but everybody's seen Teen Titans the animated show. We all knew that.
And look, even Teen Titans the animated show is not completely accurate to the comic. They experimented, but shit, that's better than fucking Titans. That's leagues better than fucking Titans.
Yeah, because K-Dot, you went into Titans expecting a superhero TV show, and that wasn't the genre.
I'll tell you this. What pissed me about Titans? I didn't like that they turned Robin and Dick Grayson into Jason Todd, and Jason Todd shows up in the same show, and I'm like, wait a minute.
Jason Todd.
I'm like, when Jason Todd's here, why are you having Dick Grayson act like Jason Todd? And then that Starfire not being orange, I'm telling you, it bothered me. I was like,
oh, sorry, it did me too. I mean,
it was like, if you're gonna give me Starfire, if you cannot do Starfire and Beast Boy, do not do Titans. If you can't even put in effort to put makeup on them and make them look like the character, do not do
Titans. And don't do it if you can't do different creatures. If you can only do a tiger, fuck off.
That wasn't.
If you can only do a tiger, if you can't do an elephant, if you can't do all of that shit, then yeah, that
if it was a movie. This is why I say if
just make it an animated fucking thing. They could have made that show an animated thing, and it would have worked.
They should have made it a movie because they would have did the makeup. Because with this thing with these TV, it's not just in general, but like when you try to do something for the first time, you got to pick the right media. You're not going if you're going to adapt Superman for the first time.
Rivendell became a success, and that was way off.
No, but no. Rivendell doesn't need the kind of special effects that K-Dot's talking about. That's
It's
what I'm
like
saying. That's
it's
what
like
pisses me off about this Superman show. I'm like, you've got a great Superman concept here for a film or whatever, and you're putting it on a TV show. It's like, I like the TV show, but you need better special effects for this fucking thing. It's Superman. And
yeah,
yeah,
you gotta put that shit
Batman,
in
who
movies.
doesn't need special effects at all,
Yeah,
you
but
put him,
Clark and Lois had
you give him Robert Pattinson
stories.
and all these fucking guys, and I get
Lois
it, it's
and,
Batman.
Lois and Clark had a
It's
lousy
great.
budget. It had a lousy budget, didn't it? And because
I
what
know.
you were watching was the
And it
story
was-
and the characters.
And it was
You
silly
can't watch-
whenever they did some Superman shit in that show. And you know it. That shit was silly. That was the goofiest. That was the goofiest Superman suit of all time. If I was doing a tier ranking of the goofiest Superman suit, that fucking Lois and Clark suit was fucking terrible.
Okay, I'm not arguing that, but the show was still interesting.
Yeah, because of Terry Hatcher. Terry Hatcher made that show.
Terry Hatcher was hot. Come on, I'm not gonna.
No, but she was also fun. She was spunky. She was cool.
Yeah.
I wish in my dream world I would have had Terry Hatcher with fucking Christopher Reeves. My dream world, Terry Hatcher's charisma with Christopher Reeves would have been the best coupling. Of,
But I'm just saying the special effects.
Although I do like
important.
I do like the original.
I'm just saying is that the special
Margot
effects. This goes to Nerdman's earlier point before, is that you're entitled. You've reached the point of entitlement where it's like, it's a TV show. I don't care. I want movie budget special effects. You're not getting it. You're not getting it.
No. There's a difference though. Beast Boy's whole power is that.
Yes.
You can't do Beast Boy on a TV show fucking budget.
But then, okay. Now, Nerdman, let's say you were in charge and you told them Beast Boy has to be able to do all of this, all of these changes, and the director and the producer goes, well, we can't afford it. What are you gonna do? Say get rid of Beast Boy? Because if you get rid of Beast Boy because you can't afford the special effects,
I'm gonna say
then you get
it's not
that
gonna
the
work.
Beast Boy isn't in it.
I'm gonna say the show's not gonna work. Just bring Beast Boy in once a season, and dude, just don't do the show.
But then you got the
don't
fans
do the
bitch
show.
that Beast Boy isn't right.
Do what? Fuck me, man.
And that's why look at it like this too. I don't like to fully bash Warner Brothers, but it is honestly disrespectful and silly that the MCU and even the Mandalorian, that shit looks like fucking movies. Visually, they look like goddamn movies. The special effects is fucking great.
But the special effects aren't as much as you'd have to do like.
Yeah, but look who's behind it.
It would cost more. It would cost more to do what Beast Boy does.
These were flagship shows. Of course, they were gonna put the money. They're on Disney Plus.
Yeah, and I understand that Disney, but Warner Brothers has money too, and this is the thing. They're not putting money into it. The CW been on since 2011. Yeah. The special effects has not gotten better since 2011.
Because they don't need to.
And that's the problem. They're not even advancing what they're doing. They're just they're just going by. They're just like getting by on whatever.
Look, I don't care. I mean, some people like the Titans show, so I really don't like.
I only saw the first episode and I didn't care for it.
Those are lost people that like the Titans show. I'm joking. I don't want to be mean. Some people like it.
Let me say this because I want to move on. Like, I don't know if I should do this action start thing without
No, he's only got
AMBW.
You should wait for AMBW.
Yeah, because it was his idea and stuff like that. Yeah, I'll wait for him. So I'm gonna close it up and then we can maybe like check out Paul's stream or whatever.
We gotta go see
where they're trashing me and all my heathenism.
We gotta see what those MCU skills are talking about, bro.
Yeah, this MCU fucking chilling it out and shit. But yeah, so guys, man, it's been an interesting conversation. And great to catch up with you guys again. Happy Thanksgiving to all of you. Thanks for everybody in the comments as well. Subscribe to Jaded Fanboy, K. Sanctum, otherwise known as K. That's his channel name. Jaded Fanboy, that's his channel name. Please do subscribe if you're catching up to this later. And apart from that, do comments. I love the comments, so I usually reply to the comments as well, pretty much always. I will see you on the flip side, and I love you 3000. Peace.
Deuces.
See, now that's getting on